Final Four, 5A Division I, defending state champion Smithson Valley taking on a Port Arthur Memorial squad that is loaded with Division I talent and a matchup of two teams that have been perfect against 5A competition in 2025. Brian Hill alongside as we welcome you to Katy, Texas, just outside Houston for what promises to be an outstanding ball game between two teams who are a win away from advancing to AT&T Stadium in Arlington and a chance to win it all. In the Rangers' case, win it all for a second straight time and what would be their third straight appearance in a 5A Division I state final. Brian, when you look at this Port Arthur Memorial squad, I talked about Division I talent. They've got a quarterback named Amonte Martin. Everyone calls him Monte. I'm told that only his mom calls him Amonte. Everybody else leaves off the first A, so it's just Monte. But he's headed to TCU. Their defense anchored by a linebacker who is headed to Texas A&M. Both of them signing their letters of intent recently. And so when you look at this ball game, what will be key for the Smithson Valley Rangers?
Yeah, you mentioned those two guys, but it's not just those two. They've got weapons on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball as well. I think the key for Smithson Valley, number one, is their quarterback, Monte. He's basically a running back at quarterback, and they love running him. And when they do that, it really puts stress on the defense because when the quarterback runs, the running back can now become a lead blocker. So, therefore, it forces defenses to add safeties into the box to stop the run, creating one-on-one matchups out on the edge. And they love to go to their big wide receiver, number 5, Kayvon Roberts. He's committed to Houston. And so I think the key for Smithson Valley is to stop the quarterback run enough to make Port Arthur throw it in obvious passing situations. If they're getting 4, 5, 6 yards and they're having 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s, 2nd and shorts, they're just as likely to continue to run with Monte as they are to throw the ball. So I think that's the first key. Second is on the flip side of it, Smithson Valley run the ball effectively enough to stay out of long yardage passing type obvious passing situations to throw when they want to throw as opposed to throw when they have to throw. Obviously, Smithson Valley loves running the ball, and while they are very efficient in the passing game, it is mostly set up by a good running game with play action. And so being able to run the ball effectively and winning first downs, I think, will be key. And then the last thing is I think Smithson Valley is going to have to create some sort of an explosive, what we call a non-traditional play. Meaning not on like the offensive side of the ball. Of course, they need to get explosive plays on the offensive side, but a non-traditional explosive, whether it be a defensive score, a block kick, a big turnover in the kicking game, big return, something like that to really spark. And then last, win the field position battle. Win the field position battle and make Port Arthur Memorial drive the length of the field against that stubborn defense of Smithson Valley and limit the explosives for them.
The Titans from Port Arthur Memorial making their way onto Mike Johnston Field here in Katy. Of course, the site of many glorious runs. Katy, one of the storied high school football programs in all of Texas. But when we talk about continued keys, want to get to you here, and Brian, and what's going to be key for those Titans?
Yeah, and for Port Arthur Memorial, it's pretty much the flip, and a lot of these are going to sound cliche, but number one, for them defensively, they're going to have we said one of the keys for Smithson Valley was to stay out of the long yardage obvious passing situations. A key for Port Arthur is to get them into those long yardage passing situations. They have a very good defensive line. They bring Tank King off the edge, the A&M commit in a pass rush a lot of times, difficult to handle. So they want to force Smithson Valley into obvious passing situations. They want to create explosive plays because they know Smithson Valley's defense traditionally has been really good at you're not going to drive the ball 12, 15 play drives the entire night. So they need to create some of those big chunk plays, the 50-yarder, the 60-yarder, so that they don't have to grind it out and be perfect over and over and over again. And then the last thing is no turnovers. Last week against Barbers Hill, they jumped out to an early lead, and then some turnovers and some penalties kind of let Barbers Hill hang around a little bit. And actually Barbers Hill took the lead going into the fourth quarter. Port Arthur was able to come back and win that game by 2 scores, but they need to limit their turnovers and create explosive plays.
The road to the UIL State Championship is presented by your Texas Ford dealers. Port Arthur Memorial perfect coming in, 14-0. They won the district 19-5A, of course, in Division 1. Once they've gotten into the playoffs, beat Galena Park 42-0, beat A&M Consolidated 27-26, beat 44-27, beat College Station 45-24, and then the win that Brian just mentioned a little while ago over Barbers Hill, 48-35. For Smithson Valley, they lost just once during the regular season. It came to perennial power 6A school in San Antonio, Brennan. Aside from that, 9-1 on the regular season, champions of District 13 and 5A D1, and then beat Southside 56-0 in the playoffs. Corpus Christi Vets Memorial 34-0 in round 2, beat Piper 30-14 in a rivalry game that also doubled as a regional semis, and then New Braunfels 24-0 last week to get to where we are tonight. With the national anthem set to start, we will step aside. When we come back, kickoff 5A Division I state semifinal, Port Arthur Memorial and Smithson Valley.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge.
Legacy Stadium, Katy, Texas. Smithson Valley in the home blues, blue jersey, blue pants, the blue old school traditional helmets with the white numbers. Port Arthur Memorial, white jerseys, white pants with the dark helmets. Brian, the Smithson Valley Rangers won the toss, have elected to defer, and we talked about the Division I commits that Port Arthur Memorial has when they take the field on offense. At quarterback, the Rangers also have a guy who's getting D1 interest, just a junior, Ty Knutson, Texas Tech, UTSA, TCU. Several schools have made offers. On defense, though, they're anchored by a guy who has committed, signed his letter. He's going to be an SMU Mustang next year, Hudson Woods.
Yeah, and a big game from Hudson Woods last week. I think he had 4 sacks last week, along with, it was a party at the quarterback last week. He wasn't the only one. And, again, we talked about the keys of the game just a little bit a while ago. When Smithson Valley forces the opponent into obvious passing situations, that's when that defensive line can really get to work, including Hudson Woods. And so that's going to be their goal tonight, is to force those long yardage so that the D-line can get after the quarterback.
Trent Amaya will kick us off, an outstanding kicker for the Rangers. Many of these kickoffs have not been returned throughout 2025. Ending in the end zone or through the back of the end zone. Here's the first kick, out of bounds, and Port Arthur Memorial will start at its own 30-yard line, assuming they take the penalty here to start the ball game.
Yeah, kind of a missed kick there from Trent. You don't see that very often. It's a pretty still night, which is kind of weird for mid-December, 70 degrees at night here in Katy. But, so Port Arthur's going to start with good field position after the kickoff out of bounds, and we'll see Monte Martin come out for the first time against this stout Rangers defense.
Well, Brian talked about him during the pregame portion of the broadcast, said it's like having another running back on the field. Brian, exactly right, because Monte, literally a running back through his first 2.5 years here at Port Arthur Memorial. They switched him to quarterback 8 games into last year, his junior year. A 4-year varsity guy here for the Titans. He throws on first down, screen toward the 35, stopped it right around the 40. That's Alex Eugene, the standout running back for Memorial.
Yeah, quick little flare pass out to the edge. Had great blocking on the perimeter, but a good open field tackle by the corner, McGee there. Picking up 8 yards on first down, but could have been a lot more without a good open field tackle, and that's going to be key for the Rangers tonight, is tackling, especially when Monte is carrying the ball. He's a big, strong kid and breaks a lot of tackles.
It's a gain of 8 on 2nd and 2 again to Alex Eugene. Eugene, a move, and then first down yardage for Port Arthur Memorial.
Second play in a row, little flare out of the backfield, just picking up a first down, but kind of paid the price there. Took a big shot over on the sideline, actually knocked the helmet off, so he'll have to come out for a play. But again, Port Arthur Memorial, a little bit surprising. First 2 plays, now, albeit they're not shots down the field, but passing the ball when they, in the past, they've relied so much on the run, in particular the quarterback run.
Monte Martin coming in, 88 of 159 through the air, 1,500 yards, 28 touchdown passes. Not bad for a kid who does not throw it all that often. Hunter Haug plays both ways for the Rangers, starting receiver, also starting corner, with a tackle in the open field on the first pass to Kevin Roberts.
Yeah, and it's a great open field tackle, and that's the Houston commit at wide receiver that made an open field tackle by Haug, and again, that's going to be critical tonight. Their goal is to get their athletes out in space and use their speed. Seen it so far in the first couple, 3 passes, but just little quick ones trying to get them out in space.
The future U of H Cougar, Kevin Roberts, 900 yards receiving coming into the ball game. Martin rolling. Here's those legs. Cross the 45 near midfield and maybe across it as well. It'll bring up 3rd down and short for the Titans.
And that's what he's so good at. You know, obviously he does have the speed to break the 50, 60-yarder, but he's so good at making the first guy miss and running through tackles. Right there, the first guy could have made the tackle for a no-yard gain, but he was able to spin off of it, run through a tackle or 2, and they get into that short yardage situation where they're so dangerous, where the whole playbook's open.
Both teams with a good amount of fans in attendance. The Rangers faithful on their feet. 3rd and 2. Memorial at the 49 of Smithson Valley. Martin got the first down, it looks like, depending on the spot, and I think he did.
Yeah, and pretty good defense there. But again, we talked about in the keys of the game is getting them in 3rd and long situations. In 3rd and short, that doesn't mean pass necessarily for this team. It means quarterback run, especially when they get across midfield where they might be thinking 4-down territory. They're gonna ride their stud at quarterback, and you see it there. Pretty good play, but enough to pick up the first down.
Needed 2 yards on 3rd down. They got exactly 2. Monte Martin, 2,280 yards on the ground coming in from that QB spot. The handoff through the air, and a little bit airborne goes. That appears to be Alex Eugene. I'm confirming if that was indeed 3. It is number 3, Eugene, back in the ball game after having to exit there momentarily with the helmet.
Had a good tackle by DeToto, but still picking up 5 yards on first down, doing exactly Port Arthur Memorial is doing exactly what they want to do right now, winning first down and getting positive yardage and not getting in long yardage situations.
Eugene, 7.9 every time he carries the ball. Keeper here from Monte. Open space, a little bit of a spin, but Philip Smith able to make up and make the stop. Not until, though, Monte gets the first down.
Yeah, little power read. He's reading the defensive end. Defensive end actually got upfield and ran with the running back, and so the quarterback kept it, was able to hit it right down the hash on the power. Again, physical tackle there by the safety Smith, but not until a big yard gain. And this is where Smithson Valley in the past, if they have given up drives, have stiffened up inside the red zone and forced some either turnovers or field goals, and they'll need to do the same here.
New set of downs comes at the 32. Memorial lining up. Monte Martin back to pass, looking left, nothing there, so now rolling to his right, into the end zone. 2 receivers in the same spot, didn't matter. That was well out of bounds.
Yeah, just kind of giving his guy a chance, and either he's going to catch it or no one's going to catch it, so pretty smart play by him. Good coverage on the back end And then eventually the pressure kind of got to him and made him escape the pocket. Woods was in hot pursuit. So, again, the first time of the drive that Smithson Valley has, kind of one first down. And so my guess is here it's either a quick pass or a quarterback run just to try to cut the yardage in half and not keep it as not make it a 3rd and long.
Kevin Roberts, the future U of H Cougar, one of the intended targets on that previous play. 2nd and 10. It's Eugene up the middle toward the 30. That D-line able to get to him. Caleb Barrow, truth the ball. Justin Roberts, and the aforementioned Hudson Woods, the starting defensive lineman tonight for the Rangers.
So for the first time tonight, we'll see a passing situation. But again, it's a typical passing situation, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be a passing situation. This is probably 4-down territory. I would think a little bit too far for a field goal, a little bit too close for a punt. So they might throw it, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback run here to try to make it a 4th and short if they don't get it.
3rd and 8 at the 30. Field goal range for the kicker, Oscar Salgado, is around 45 yards. So that they're in that general range now if they don't get another yard. Martin across the 30, 25. First down for Martin, right to the marker, and that's where the Rangers got him. But I think they're going to spot it, and yep, they're going to spot it at a point where he's going to get a new set of downs.
Yeah, again, quarterback run. It's tough. Passing type situation. They got multiple receivers out there. You've got to get guys out of the box. And then with the quarterback running, you get to add the running back as an extra blocker. And they did it very effectively this entire drive. But then on 3rd and 8, showing the confidence just to have a quarterback run and still pick it up bodes well for their offense.
Mentioned Martin with 28 passing touchdowns. He scored 25 on the ground. So that young man accounting for 53 scores combined. Alex Eugene crossed the 20 to right around the 19. So 2nd and 8 coming up for the Titans.
Yeah, Ranger defense doing pretty good thus far on just your traditional handoff runs to the running back. But again, that quarterback, when you gain the extra blocker with the running back, that's what makes it so deadly, and then creating one-on-one matchups on the outside. So see if the Ranger defense can stiffen up here inside the red zone and force a field goal.
3 receivers here for the Titans, 2 to our side, 1 to the top of your screen. Martin, the end zone, touchdown Titans. U of H commit Kevin Roberts with the score.
Yeah, had cover 2 there, and they hit a little hole shot. Great ball. Safety didn't quite get there in time, and so corners trailing, playing the flats, anticipating the safety help over the top. Martin does a great job of throwing it kind of on a line in that hole. Safety was just a half a step too late getting there, and Port Arthur Memorial, dream start for the Titans.
Oscar Salgado on for the extra point. The young man who just scored a touchdown, Kevin Roberts, the holder. Snap, hold, kick. Good. 6:18 remaining in quarter number 1, and the Titans strike first. We're going to step aside when we come back. Smithson Valley with its first touch of the ball game. 5A Division I state semifinals.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their 2nd year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
Katy, Texas, kickoff for Port Arthur Memorial Titans, and a fumble. Ball's on the turf, I should say, picked up. Here's Noah Johnson with some room. Midfield, Noah Johnson is all alone and is going to tie this game before Smithson Valley even takes the field offensively.
Yeah, and we talked about it as one of the keys of the game, having to create a non-traditional type big play, and there it is, right out of the gate. Johnson actually goes off of his chest. I think the blocking was there regardless, But when the ball hits the ground, the kicking team might get out of their coverage lanes, everybody trying to jump on the ball. Takes a Ranger bounce right up into his arms, and the crease was there. Great lead blocking by Haug and the final guy to get the kicker. And in a sudden change, Smithson Valley's missing an offensive lineman for the PAT team. Not accustomed to it, and so.
Here he's making his way onto the field. He's getting out there now.
But a good response. But on the flip, that's awesome. And barring something crazy here, we're going to tie the ball game. But now that defense is right back out on the field. Smithson Valley's offense hadn't had a chance to let the defense rest a little bit. But
here's
we'll
a
take
snap.
it.
Amaya's extra point is good, and we're going to step aside. Fireworks early. Smithson Valley answering a touchdown without having to take the field offensively. We're back 7-7 early in the 5A Division I state semis.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
Trent Amaya set to kick us off following a Rangers neutralizer. And Brian, how about the wherewithal there for Noah Johnson? Is I think the first thought for a lot of guys when they kind of don't feel to kick cleanly is panic, right? Oh no, ball's on the turn, especially on a kickoff. Amaya's kick returned across the 19, and I think they're going to say, did he call for a fair catch, or did his knee hit the ground?
If they're saying that it was a fair catch call, then unless they've changed the rules, that should be a penalty of running after doing a fair catch. But that's what Coach Hill's asking right now. Is he's saying, hey, if y'all called it a fair catch and he takes off running, that should be a penalty. But doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. So, nonetheless, fair catch. Rangers go out on defense, and Port Arthur Memorial takes over at the 25.
So was going to start asking about that wherewithal and just a heads-up play. I mean, obviously, it's going to go down as a highlight and just a spectacular, great job of blocking and then finishing the run by just outrunning everybody and taking advantage of that clear path. But great mental fortitude as well there on that kickoff return.
For sure, and like you said, the natural reaction when the ball's on the ground is I got to go jump on it. I got to get the ball, which I think he probably would have, but it just took such a great bounce up in the air that he could get it on the run. And like I said, if he'd have caught that clean, I think it might have been the same result because it was blocked very well. There was a crease right there, and even the other returner, Haug, didn't even have to get anybody until the kicker. And so just great special teams play by the Rangers.
Alex Eugene with 2 yards on 1st and 10. Here he is again. A lot more room this time. First down yardage, it would appear. No, I'm wrong. He's short by about a yard, maybe 2, at right around the 34-yard line.
And that right there is what makes this offense so dangerous is there's always the threat of the quarterback running the ball. And so he gets so much attention. So on these power reads, these zone reads, if everybody doesn't play assignment football, and it forces the defense into one-on-one open field type situations because one guy's got to take the running back, one guy's got to take the quarterback, and it just forces one-on-one tackles. And Rangers so far have made some of those tackles, not giving up the big play, but
3rd and 1, Amante escaping the grasp of Colton Hornsby, who almost had the shoelace tackle, and then a late flag as Martin runs out of bounds.
Yeah, had a chance in the backfield, but again, it just goes to show how strong and a good runner he is and why the TCU has offered him. But it does look like it's going to be a hold out on the edge by a wide receiver. Now, it looked like he was well past the first down marker when it happened, so it'll go back. It won't be from the line of scrimmage. It'll be from where it happened. So we'll just see if that still qualifies as a first down or if it'll go back and it'll still be 3rd. Not sure where they are saying the holding took place.
Amante Martin, a young man.
Number 9 offense, 10-yard penalty. First down.
He said 3rd down, correct?
First down.
He said first down. Okay.
Yeah, so the holding call was more than 10 yards past the first down sticks, and so it actually brought it back, but it was still enough yardage to get a first down. So the Titans will have 1st and 10.
Was going to say Martin, a young man who averages 11 yards a carry, every time he keeps. A walking first down. Hands to Alex Eugene again. He's been busy, always is for these Titans across the 41. Talked about the college commitments for Martin to TCU and for the receiver, Roberts to Houston. Alex Eugene going to find a home at an FCS school, his head coach says.
Yeah, and so far they're winning first down. Port Arthur Memorial is winning first down and getting in these medium situations to where the whole playbook is open, not force them into passing type situations. And so doing exactly what they want to do right now.
Brian Morgan, the head coach for these Titans. Couple of spin moves from Monte Morton. Martin stepping out of bounds near the 45. Philip Smith essentially forcing him out once. Martin was able to gain a first down.
Yeah, and you don't see that very often. Smithson Valley, their staple on defense is they're fundamentally sound and they're great tacklers. Him breaking 3 tackles with 3 different spin moves just tells you how special of and dynamic of a player he is. And not just making you miss and just speed-wise, but just how strong he is. Because all of those tackles, he didn't juke them out of their shoes. He ran through the tackles. And so see how as the night wears on, see if we can start making some tackles with the first and second guy.
Caden Leak, plenty of reps for the Rangers here early on at that defensive line spot. Coming up, trying to fill that gap for the Rangers, the cornerback Liam McGee, but Eugene able to get past the 35 to right around the 37.
Yeah, and Port Arthur's doing a great job of their quarterback and running back making the first guy miss. There's been a lot of times where we've had unblocked hats at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, where in recent games that's a tackle for no gain, but they're able to slip out of it and still pick up positive yardage. And because of that, they're winning first down and always getting second and third and shorts.
Alex Eugene, just a sophomore. Martin back to pass, hit as he throws, incomplete.
Yeah, they were trying to take a deep shot to their Houston commit Roberts, but right when Martin was about to throw it, I think that was Caden Leak coming off the edge and hits him right in the back, causing an errant pass. Fortunate for the Titans, that ball wasn't intercepted. But first time we've seen tonight where the defensive line getting after it and getting some pressure on the quarterback and bringing up that third down. Again, past midfield, they might be thinking 4-down territory, so 3rd and 7 doesn't automatically mean pass.
Caden Leak, a senior defensive end. 4 hurries on the season, 30 tackles. Martin under pressure, Hudson Woods there, but it's complete and first down yardage again for the Titans, inside the 30 toward the 26.
A little bootleg. We had pressure right in his face. Woods was there, and it was a great job by Martin of getting the pass off and still getting it over the top of Woods, who had his hands in the air. And they brought I think it was a receiver across the formation in the bootleg, and he was out in the flats, and with his speed, he got the edge. And so Titans pick up another first down on a 3rd down and getting close to the red zone again.
Dalen Dorsey's first catch of the ball game, responsible for the new set of downs. Clock nears 3 minutes. It is stopped right now at 3:14, with Dorsey having gone out of bounds. Martin. Again, it's Alex Eugene, met at the line of scrimmage and lunges forward, actually backs up his way forward toward the 25, and that's where the rest will blow it dead.
And even though that's just a 1-yard gain, it's still a heck of a run by Eugene, because there's about 2 Rangers that hit him behind the line of scrimmage, and he was still strong enough to fall forward and pick up positive yardage, albeit only 1 yard. But again, just very impressed with both the quarterback and running back for the Titans and how strong of runners they are breaking tackles.
2nd and 9 at the 25. Keeper, Martin. Monte bouncing it outside, goes back inside. Liam McGee there with the stop. It's an offensive line for the Titans led by Todrick DeJean, Troy Lyles, Clayton Harrison is the center. Xavier Leday is the left guard. Kalan Gardner is our left tackle.
Picking up a good chunk of yardage there on 2nd down. So again, Titans right where they're comfortable, 3rd and short. And so it'll be a 3rd and 1 for the Titans, and I would expect quarterback run here, adding numbers to your blocking scheme by having the running back lead block and letting Martin see if he can get a yard.
Several 3rd and short opportunities here in the early going for the Titans. They've converted on every single one of them. Keeper, Martin, first down again, inside the 15 to right around the 12, make it the 14.
Yeah, power read. Defensive end gets up the field, takes the running back, forcing the quarterback to pull it. And Martin was able to get about 4 or 5 yards for that first down. And Port Arthur Memorial right now doing what we talked about before the game is driving the ball, which we know is so difficult to do against this Ranger defense. But right now they are going on a drive, and for they're both of their first 2 possessions been able to pick up and establish the run game.
Martin, 206 rushes from that quarterback spot this season. Up the middle, that's the backup running back now into the action. Pierre Gray, his first carry, and the junior running back getting inside the 10.
And again, it sounds like a broken record. We're only on the second series of the game. Had an unblocked guy right at the line of scrimmage, and they were able to run through a tackle there and still pick up positive yardage and cutting that distance in half and creating a 2nd and short. So we got about 2nd 4, 2nd and 5. See if the Ranger defense can stiffen up inside the red zone.
Colton Hornsby, Jacob Stover, Devin DeToto, the backers for the Rangers. Hunter Haug, Liam McGee, the corners. Phillip Smith, Noah Johnson, the safeties. Keeper Martin inside the 10. The 5 still on his feet, fighting his way toward the goal line, brought down at the 1.
Yep, power read again. Quarterback keeps it, hitting it downhill. And actually, his helmet comes off, and so we'll have to see the backup quarterback here for a play. Martin, he doesn't look injured or anything like that, but his helmet came off, so he'll have to sit out a play.
And they're going to spot it. It's really closer to the 2 than it is the 1, but it's officially at the 1. Backup quarterback in there for the Titans.
Actually listed as a wide receiver, so it's not like he's coming in cold off the bench.
1st and goal at the 1, an inside handoff, the touchdown for Alex Eugene. 2 possessions, 2 scores for Port Arthur Memorial. Jordan Jones, Brian, the young man who came in and took that snap at quarterback. You mentioned him. He listed as a starting receiver.
Yeah, and those are 2 impressive drives by Port Arthur. You have not seen teams able to march down the field and go on long drives against this Ranger defense. Typically, it's the big explosive plays. We're going to block one of those before it's over. That's the 2nd time Woods has gotten in there, and the freshman Davis off the edge. I bet you we'll have a block kick at some point tonight.
Oscar Salgado, the extra point is good. 2 ticks remaining in the opening quarter. We'll right back for the end of quarter number 1 right here from Katy, Texas and Legacy Stadium.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
2 seconds remaining in what's been an entertaining first quarter. 3 touchdowns, although the Ranger offense has yet to take the field. And they probably won't to the second quarter. This Noah Johnson ensures that they won't until quarter number 2. Johnson, who scored on a kick return in the first quarter, brings this one out to right around the 14. And that's where the Rangers offense will take over for the first time in this ball game. After 1, Port Arthur Memorial 14, Smithson Valley 7 in the 5A Division I state semifinals.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Ty Knutson, first snap of the ball game, quarterback for the Smithson Valley Rangers, a junior. The first handoff of the game goes to Gunnar Sjoquist. Gunner a couple of yards on 1st and 10 to right around the, well, let's call it the 15. They'll give him exactly 1 yard.
You open it up. First 10 plays, a lot of times you want to get in a bunch of different formations, motions, things like that, see how the defense is going to react. That time brought a jet sweep motion and handed it off to the running back. So a short gain on the play. See what they do on 2nd down here.
Shoquist, 948 yards rushing this season, the majority of that after the first couple of weeks of the season. First pass for Knutson, complete out to the sideline. Hunter Haug across the 25, maybe right to it. Actually, short of it, where they're going to mark the ball right around the 22. So 3rd down coming up for the Rangers.
Yeah, good play there just to make it a 3rd and short, throw a little hitch. That was actually a run and a pass paired together. Ty could have handed it off on what looked like outside zone away or throw the hitch. You like the matchup. Anytime you can get it in Haug's hands, you know he can be explosive with it. So good gain, bringing up a 3rd and short.
978 yards receiving, 400 coming in. There's the penalty, the shot. Officials, though, blowing that, and false start against the Rangers appears to be the call.
We obviously ran a hard count there, and I saw 2 Port Arthur guys jump across the line of scrimmage. Coach Hill saying, no, they make contact with us. I haven't seen a replay, but they're calling false start, and that should be, obviously with them jumping, would have given us the free 1st down, but now it's going to take it back to about 3rd and 7. Totally changing everything there.
Knutson, 167 of 255 completion to attempts for the season, 2,263 yards through the air, completing 65% of his passes, 26 touchdowns through the air, only 2 interceptions.
They're going to have to hurry.
Play clock at 0, and they got the timeout before the play clock expired.
Yeah, Coach Hill was late getting the play call in because he was asking the referee about about that offsides call. He was trying to get some more information. Well, the referee didn't reset the play clock after the side ref talked to Coach Hill. The white hat didn't reset the game clock, so the game clock or the play clock was running low. So it's kind of two bad things right there. So you get a false start penalty, which would have been a free 1st down, and then on top of that, you have to waste a timeout because the play clock was running down. So series of unfortunate, uncharacteristic events there for the Rangers.
Smithson Valley team, Brian alluded to this a little while ago, that a little bit of an unaccustomed start for them, especially considering the defense had pitched 3 shutouts of their 4 playoff games coming into this ball game. The 14 points on the scoreboard matching the most that the Ranger D has given up in any playoff game that came against Piper in the semifinals of the region, a 30-14 victory. Other than that, 56-0 versus Southside, 34-0 versus Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, and then 24-0 last week against the New Braunfels Unicorns. But here, with 10:25 to go in quarter number 2, a 14-7 lead for the Port Arthur Memorial Titans. 3rd and 6, ball's at the 18. Knutson shotgun, he's got 4 wides. Looking to his right, Clant over the middle, complete, and Brody Wick with the 1st down for the Rangers.
Yeah, big catch right there. Had to go down and get it. Good ball by Ty, throwing it low and protecting the receiver. And a great catch for Smithson Valley, picking up a big 1st down. Last thing you wanted to do, you want to give your defense a little break. They just had 2 long drives back-to-back after the kick return. Last thing you want to do is go out there and have a 3 and out and put them right back on the field. So a great job by the Ranger offense converting on what it was a 3rd and 7.
The kind of plays that Wick has made in the postseason. 15 catches, 182 yards coming into this ball game in the playoffs alone. Gunnar Shoquist keeping his balance, a couple with forward progress there.
Yeah, it looked like we had a crease initially and kind of lost his footing on the turf there and allowed the Port Arthur defense to kind of recover in time. Looked like it was well blocked and had a little bit of a crease. Nonetheless, picks up a pretty good gain on first. We pick it up 3 yards.
7.7 every time that Gunners touched the ball. From the rushing perspective this season, 123 carries. He has scored 16 touchdowns. In fact, his 20 scores overall, when you take into account the 4 receiving touchdowns, lead the Rangers offense. 9:16 and counting going in quarter number 2. Knutson on 2nd down, rolling to his left, looking, and then has to throw it out of bounds. Luke Peace, the nearest intended receiver.
Yeah, ran a little bootleg right there. Pretty good coverage downfield, and protection was good. Ty had plenty of time but they just had it covered out on the edge, so he wisely throws it away and not trying to force something in there. And so Smithson Valley, for the second time in this drive, will face a 3rd and long.
And a 3rd and 7 to be exact for the second straight time. Wick split out wide to our side. Luke Peace in the slot. Hunter Haug at the top. Looking this way to Wick. Tough catch nearly brought in, and the Ranger punting unit makes its way onto the field.
Yeah, it's trying to run some slants and catch it on the run and run for the first down. Ball was just a little bit out in front of Brody, and so that second down play, staying behind the chains there, forcing that obvious passing situation. So the Rangers will have to come out and punt, and at least picked up a first down, giving the defense a little bit of a breather. So we'll see this Ranger defense, who for the first time really all year has been on its heels a little bit.
Trent Amaya also handles punting duties for the Rangers. This one, low punt from that left foot, fielded it right around the 25. Good coverage, although able to make a move is Roberts to right around the 29, and that's where the Titans will start with this next possession. 8:53 remaining in quarter number two. The Titans about to go on their 3rd offensive possession, and they've gotten touchdowns on each of their first 2.
Yeah, and it really hasn't been with, the big explosive 20, 30, 40-yarders. They're just driving the ball down the field and very tough to tackle in the open space.
On 1st and 10 penalty before they can snap it. False start, some movement, and so the Titans will go backward.
That was actually on a wide receiver out here, the widest wide receiver. I'm not sure whether they went on a hard count and he went on one. It was supposed to be on 2, or whether he just started leaning forward. Not sure, but regardless, a gift for the Rangers, setting the Titans back 5 yards, 1st and 15.
From the 29 to the 24. Martin trips to his right. Alex Eugene got a hole, 35-40. Eugene's off to the races. Can Philip Smith get him with the angle? Eugene cuts it back inside, and that is a 76-yard touchdown for the Titans.
Yeah, blown assignment there. Wasn't sure who it was, but that handoff, and it was a big crease along the left-hand side. Didn't have to break any tackles. There was really no one there, and then once he gets in the open field using that speed, nobody's going to catch him. And so three possessions, 3 touchdowns for Port Arthur Memorial, and just a dream start for the Titans.
Eugene's 2nd score of the night. Young man who came in with 1,862 yards rushing on the season. Kevin Roberts on the hold. Extra point is true. We'll be back. Katie, 8:41 remaining in the half. The Titans a 21-7 lead on Smithson Valley.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Oscar Salgado will kick us off following a 3rd Port Arthur Memorial touchdown in as many possessions in the 5A Division I state semifinals. 21-7, 8:41 remaining in the first half. Hunter Haug and Noah Johnson back deep to receive the kick. The usual returners for a Smithson Valley offense that has only had the ball once. Yep, once, even though there's 8:41 remaining in the second quarter. A special teams touchdown on the kickoff following the first touch, and then a punt on their second. Another good return here, across the 15. And the Rangers, thanks to a return by Shaden Davis, will start it right around their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, that's the freshman Davis, and that ball carried a lot deeper than what the original alignment was, and thought that I think I know the reason why he didn't take a knee, because he kind of caught it at about the 1 and then drifted into the end zone. So he was forced to kind of bring it out. So Rangers starting with backed up. You know, this is typically the formula that you see Smithson Valley employ on other teams, right? Play, methodical drives and then pin them deep and make them go on long drives. And now Smithson Valley, for the second time, is facing an 80-plus yard field.
At the 15, 1st and 10, some room. Here's Caleb Piegler, stopped at right around the 15-yard line. Good open field tackle. One of the stud linebackers, Jamarcus Hudson, offered by the likes of Louisville and other Power 5 schools in on that stop.
Yeah, good to see Piegler back out there. Obviously been out the last couple weeks, and so good to see him back. And we'll see if the Ranger offense, if nothing else, go on a drive and give the defense a little bit of a breather.
Loss of a yard for Piegler, who was a starting running back until injury for the first portion of the season. Complete out toward the 30 and the 31.
Yeah, and that's the freshman Davis.
Yeah,
a deep drive route and a really good throw by Ty. And that just tells you about the confidence that this coaching staff has in the freshman. He's an electric player. And state semifinals, throwing a ball to him when your team's down 21-7 just shows you the type of confidence and the type of player he is.
Davis picking up a first down, was not on the varsity roster until late in the regular season. Knutson shotgun. Piegler split out wide, rolling this way. Davis in the slot. There's Shaden toward the 40 to right around the 39.
No.
Are they saying interception?
No.
It looked like Davis caught it.
He did catch it, and I don't know if we have a replay of that, but I may be proven wrong on the replay, but I thought he was down for sure, and they just yanked it out when he's on the ground.
Jamarcus Hudson celebrating like he caused the turnover in whatever form or fashion it might have come.
If this was next week in Arlington, we'd have replay. Or there would be
Here we
replay.
go. Here's another look.
Hard to tell from the backside there, but it sure looked like both knees were down to me, and they kind of got ripped out from the backside. And again, if this was the state championship, they would go to replay, and that might get overturned, but not right now. So you got to stick with what the call on the field is. And so Port Arthur Memorial starting with plus in Smithson Valley plus territory.
Huge play. 1st and 10 at the 38. Alex Eugene nowhere. Stopped well behind the line of scrimmage. Hudson Woods, the SMU commit, with a big play when the defense needed one.
Yeah, first time all night that we had a negative play and we were able to make a tackle. You know, the first guy to arrive able to make a tackle. So we'll see if the defense can, bail out the offense a little bit here after that turnover.
Back at the 44-yard line, it's a loss of 6. Woods, 26 tackle for loss of the season. Eugene, who just ran for 76 yards and a score, gets the carry here, stays on his feet, crossed the 40. Nice job of making something out of nothing, and it'll still be 3rd and long, but would have been 3rd and longer.
Yeah, and that was the same play they scored on the previous drive. That time Smithson Valley fit it right and had DeToto, the linebacker, sitting there waiting in the hole. But as you mentioned, still a good job. We had an opportunity for a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, but able to break a tackle and get some of it back. So this is the first true 3rd and long situation of the game. We'll see if the D-line of Smithson Valley can get some pressure on the quarterback.
3rd down and 11, a chance for the Ranger defense potentially to get off the field. Martin with his legs stopped at right around the 25. Colton Hornsby, the leading tackler for the Rangers, able to make the stop.
And that play call right there, that wasn't a scramble. That was a designed quarterback draw. And that play call right there tells me that they were planning on going for it on 4th down the entire time, 4-down territory, just trying to get some of that yardage back to make it 4th and manageable. So good tackle by Hornsby in the open field. We got a 4th and 7 with what feels like a huge play for the Rangers right
110
here.
tackles for Hornsby coming in. Here we go. Trying to draw him offside with the hard count does not work. Play clock still 12. So the Titans are going to snap it. They got plenty of time.
He's going to punt it. Yep, he's going to back up and punt it.
Martin backing up, as Brian mentioned, and there's the punt.
Blocked.
I think, yes, a piece of it. Hornsby getting to Martin, and now the Rangers will take over at right around, let's see where they mark it, but either way, Brian, a fantastic way for the Rangers to kind of quell what could have been a big series for the Titans.
Yeah, I can't overstress how big of a stop that was by the defense. You're down 2 scores, sudden change, a turnover. They get the ball in the best field position, and then making a big stop on 4th down, getting the block there. Can't emphasize how big of a play that was by the Ranger defense. Smithson Valley would love to go on a time-consuming drive here, score, knowing they get the ball coming out in the second half.
On 1st and 10, whistles. So let's see if the Ranger offense, there's a false start on the Smithson Valley O right here, but let's see if they continue the momentum they were looking. It looked like they were on their way to gathering before that turnover with Piegler in the ball game, and then the pass to Shaden Davis. False start here that will make it 1st and 15 at their own 21.
Yeah, some uncharacteristic things so far from the Rangers. Usually it's the other team that's kind of hurting themselves with some penalties. That's 2 false starts on the Rangers offensively and just in as many possessions. So the Rangers are going to have to get that cleaned up so they're not behind the chains.
Pair of receivers both up top. Knutson slants complete. Hunter Howe gets first catch at right around the 35.
Good job of going down and getting that. You'd love to see that ball just a touch higher so Howe doesn't have to go down and get it, because he did have some space. And Howe has speed. If we're able to hit that in stride, he might still be running. But nonetheless, a really good pickup on 1st down, getting that penalty yardage back plus some. And we're going to have some explosive plays against this defense. And good catch by Howe there.
1st and 15 becomes 2nd and 3 at the 33. Piegler, his second touch, coming around right. Caleb, 1st down yardage to right around the 39. And welcome back, Caleb Piegler. 1st down motion.
Yeah, Rangers running their stretch play, but out of something that they've never run before. We actually had our fullback out lined up as the single receiver and still was able to run the outside zone. Typically, you need a fullback to go block that outside linebacker, and so Port Arthur defense wasn't expecting the outside zone with no fullback in the backfield. So good job by Rangers of mixing some things up, and we have an injury for a Titan on the field. Hopefully he's okay.
We're going to step aside. When we come back, the Rangers moving it offensively from right here in Katy, state semifinals D1. It's Port Arthur Memorial up 21-7.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers.
1st and 10 at their own 39. Knutson with twins to his left. Play action over the middle. Haug again, incomplete.
It kind of went back to the well there. That time better coverage by the safety. Kind of squatting on it just a little bit. I look for the Rangers to maybe kind of run that later in the game and maybe slant in and burst up the middle if their safety is going to sit there and squat on it. But Rangers trying to throw early on 1st down.
Brock King in coverage. He's the cornerback who was signed to TCU. So the Titans have their starting quarterback and a starting cornerback both headed up to Fort Worth. On 2nd down and 10 from their own 39, Piegler to Knutson's left. Knutson, design, will run, spin move, cross the 40, not across it, but maybe to it. It'll be 3rd and long for the Rangers.
Yeah, design quarterback draw there, just trying to get some of the yardage back to make it a 3rd and medium, 3rd and manageable. Good job by the Titan defense there of sniffing that out for a short gain. So Smithson Valley again in a situation where you don't want to be, 3rd and long type situation where everybody knows, the pass type situation. They can drop guys back into coverage and let guys like Tank King come off the edge and try to create pressure.
Knutson, 2.7 yards per carry whenever he rushed it. 212 yards rushing to this point in 2025. 3rd and 10, trips to the left. Knutson, Haug, 1st down Rangers, spinning and still running. Haug inside the Titans 40.
Yeah, good ball there. Kind of ran a little scissors route by the outside. Flag and a post, and Hunter comes right off the wake of that flag route, opening up, and Ty hits him right in the zone for, again, another huge 3rd down conversion. If nothing else, it's giving the defense a breather and also taking time off the clock. We're under 3.5 minutes by the time this ball snapped. Smithson Valley gets the ball coming out of halftime, and so they would love nothing more than to take some time off the clock and get a score here.
Knutson, handoff, keeps deep, Brody Wick. Overthrown.
Yeah, Smithson Valley loves running the reverse. We run it a couple times a game. That time Coach Hill goes deep into the bag and runs the fake reverse. Brody kind of fake stalk block there for a long time and then burst, and it was open, but Ty got pressure. There was pressure right in his face and kind of threw off the timing of the play. It was actually a pretty good job by Ty just to be able to get that ball off, but you'd love to connect on those. When you kind of have those shots called, you'd love to connect on those, and just a little bit overthrown.
Julian Martinez, single receiver up to the top, in motion. Hunter Haug and Brody Wick to our side. Caleb Piegler.
Ooh, that was close.
To right around the 36. They'll mark him down there. Caleb, a young man who rushed for 855 yards this season. That even more impressive when you consider he hasn't played in several games. He got one snap, literally one snap, one carry in last week's game as he's made his way back from injury. Otherwise has not played in about a month, maybe even longer.
Yeah, and that was a big tackle by Jamarcus Hudson, number 11. There was a gap right there, and if he doesn't make that tackle, it's a big gain by the Rangers.
3rd and 7 instead. At the Titans 36, Shaden Davis out wide to our side. Luke Peace in the slot up top. There's Piegler dancing his way to right around the 30. It's going to be short. 4th and 1 coming for the Rangers.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about when the Titans had the ball, that play call right there told me Coach Hill was thinking 4-down territory the whole time. If they were going to attempt a field goal, they would have probably tried to pass and get something beyond the stick. So a good pickup there and a good run by Caleb. And we'll see if the Rangers can convert on a big 4th down here.
I gave Caleb 2 more yards than the officials said. He actually earned 4th and 3 at the 32. Same difference, though, in that Smithson Valley is going for it. Luke Peace. Make it Julian Martinez out to our side. In motion. Flags.
Oh, 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Golly,
2-minute timeout.
I think we had it, too. We were going to run the counter play, and it was blocked well over there.
When we come back, the Rangers 4th and 3 at the Port Arthur Memorial 32. It's the 5A Division I state semis.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Links Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
.32-yard line, 4th and 3 for the Rangers. Going for it right before the 2-minute timeout hit. All indications are that they will go for it here, down 21-7. In a first half that not only has gone quickly, but has seen a lot of scoring. 3 offensive touchdowns for the Titans, a special teams touchdown for the Rangers, and looking to add a second here through the offensive route with exactly 2 minutes remaining.
Let's see what the Rangers come up with. Obviously a big play. Anytime going for it on 4th down, it's a big play.
3 yards needed to keep this drive alive. Fake to Piegler. Hunter Haug broken up and intercepted. Same difference. It's a turnover. The Titans prevent points.
Yeah, tried to go with the one-on-one slant. Corner was playing inside leverage on Hunter. That was Brock King, the sophomore. Heck of a play by the sophomore. And actually the interception loses them yardage. They would have got the ball right there, where the down was. And so they actually lose about 7 or 8 yards. But I'm sure it doesn't matter to them. A big stop by the defense of Port Arthur. Just a little bit out of field goal range right there. And so Smithson Valley went for it on 4th down. And so now the biggest thing is Smithson Valley defense needs to hold here and keep this just a 2-score game. So Smithson Valley gets the ball coming out of halftime.
Shies Harrison, the interception. You mentioned Brock King, Brian. He is the cornerback headed to TCU. So a big-time play for the kid headed to Fort Worth. Screen pass, cross the 25-30. That is the first touch of the ball game, I believe, for a young man who gets plenty of them for this Titans offense. Desmond Washington, 458 yards, 11.2 every time he touches it, gets his first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, a little flare pass, much like they did the first 2 plays of the ball game. Picks up pretty decent yardage. Clock is still running, though. Port Arthur does have all 3 of their timeouts.
At the 26-yard line, 2nd and 5. Fake to Eugene. Monte. Room. Penalty. as Liam McGee makes the stop.
The back judge threw it, and he's throwing it up near an injured Titan on the field. Looks like number 2, Brandon Richards. Not sure what the penalty. It's either going to be like face mask on the defense or a hold on the offense. If that line judge is throwing it, then that's kind of what he's seeing there. And so White Hat is indicating going. It looks like it's going to be against Port Arthur.
Block it back. Number 2, offense. 10 yards. Second down.
It will be a holding call, so it'll be 10 yards. Repeat the down, so it'll be second and about 14.
And they're spotting the ball at the 17-yard line as Brandon Richards makes his way to his feet, kind of checking on that right leg as he makes his way off the field, flanked by the athletic training staff for Port Arthur Memorial. So 1:17 is what's remaining on the first half clock. The Titans do have all 3 of their timeouts, 2nd and 14. And this feels very much, Brian, like a situation where they'll run the ball, and if they get a big gain, then maybe they'll decide, okay, let's go get a score. If not, I think they'll be content to head into the locker room. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Washington in motion. Monte keeping across the 20, down at right around the 21. Devin DeToto with the stop.
Now Coach Hill's going to take his timeouts. Okay, he's got 2. And so now it'll be 3rd and long. See if we can get off the field. And we know how explosive Smithson Valley is in the special teams if one of those returners can get their hands on it. So Smithson Valley using a timeout, stopping the clock with 56 seconds left. Do have one more timeout after this one. So if they do decide to run it again, we can stop it one more time. So if we do get off the field here, Smithson Valley might be looking to try to get a possession. And we know Amaya's leg and his field goal range. So Coach Hill thinking, let's see if we can get one more possession and get some points and momentum going into half.
Well, the ball's at the 20, so it is 3rd and 11 for a Titans offense that has scored 3 times. They've had 4 possessions. The Ranger defense coming up with a huge stop on the most recent Port Arthur Memorial possession after the Titans D had forced a turnover, and then they got the ball at the Ranger 38, but they were denied a chance to advance the ball and ended up punting on 4th down. And so now at the 20-yard line with 56 ticks to go, chance for the Ranger defense to get a stop, call the timeout, and then essentially have about 45 seconds or so to play with before the intermission. Monte fakes the handoff up the middle, stopped it right around the 25, short of the first down, and here comes that Ranger timeout.
Yeah, and again, just a impressive run to pick up 5 yards. You know, made about 3 people miss just to be able to pick up that 5-yard run. And so, for all intents and purposes, you would assume Port Arthur, I know they have confidence in their offense and their quarterback, as they should, but I would highly doubt they'd go for it when their defense has been playing so well. They haven't. Smithson Valley has not scored an offensive touchdown yet tonight, so I would imagine that they would punt this ball away and play defense before the half. And so Smithson Valley hoping to get a good return here, get good field position, get past the 50-yard line, use a little 2-minute drill, and at least get within Amaya's field goal range to maybe get some points on the board going into halftime.
So at the 25, 4th and 6, the official down in distance, 49 seconds, most importantly, left before both teams head into the locker room. For the Rangers, Noah Johnson and Shayton Davis back to receive the punt. Noah returning a kickoff for a touchdown in this first half, accounting for the Rangers' only points. Salgado's punt, he's also their punter like Amaya is, kicker and punter, out of bounds. And the Rangers, fantastic field position. They're going to start at their own 48 with 42 seconds left.
Yeah, and it's not like it was 5, 6, 7 years ago where you get a first down and the clock stops truly until the chains are set. Nowadays, it stops for maybe 2 or 3 seconds and then gets going again. And so Smithson Valley might try to work the sidelines with no timeouts, and if they do complete a ball over the middle of the field, they'll have to hurry up and look at a spike-type situation. But, again, great stop by the defense. giving the ball right back midfield to the offense. So we'll see if we can get some points on this drive and build on that momentum going in half, knowing we got the ball coming out.
I said the 49, the official spotting it at exactly the 50. Knutson, shotgun, twins to his right, lone receiver here to the bottom of the screen. Braxton Sawyer in motion, Shane Davis on the go, and there's the penalty markers. I think they're going to say that Shane Davis was held by KJ Fontenot.
Yeah, all three officials. There's 3 flags on the field, and so we actually tried to hit a sluggo there. On the last 4th down, we tried to throw a slant to Haug, and that corner was playing such inside leverage and bit so hard on the slant and broke that pass up. We tried to come back to the freshman here on a sluggo route, slant and go, and when he came out of his break, the corner just grabbed and held onto him. So Smithson Valley gets a free they're going to say it was a hold, not a pass interference, because it happened before the ball was in the air. So it's only a 10-yard penalty and not a 15, but still fresh set of downs for the Rangers.
At the 40 of Port Arthur, 37 seconds remaining. Knutson with 4 wides and an up back. Look into his right, going that way, lets it go over the middle, complete, down it right around the 42. Now remember, the Rangers don't have any timeouts. Shane Davis to catch. Here they go, hurrying to the line.
Make sure everybody's set.
On 2nd down, Knutson rolling this way, out of bounds. Intended for Isaiah Reggie.
Yeah, ball's at the 40-yard line, and so Amaya's probably good from around 50-ish. He's got a heck of a leg, so need to get to about, I would say, between the 30 to 35-yard line, and so we're pretty close. We're right on the edge of Amaya's range here, and so you'd love to pick up a couple more yards just to get him some cushion. Obviously, you'd love to get a first down and get out of bounds and things like that, but we'll see if they give him a chance here.
3rd and 7 at the 37. Reverse, Shane Davis back to Knutson. They try it again. Isaiah Reggie was deep. He was not open. Instead, they go to Gunnar Sjoquist, not open either.
Yeah, tried the kind of the flea flicker there. Pretty good coverage on the backside. Good job by Ty actually coming off to a second look there. Just out of Amaya's range, I think, 37. This would be a 54-yarder. So Smithson Valley is just going to go for it here on 4th down. I would imagine they'd be taking some sort of shot to the end zone, trying to take the last 7 seconds off the clock.
Knutson, now middle of the field, just heaves it toward the end zone.
Oh, back
toward the end zone.
Yeah,
there's the penalty.
Pass interference in the end zone.
So we've still got another play to go. Shane Davis was pushed.
Yeah, they just shoved the freshman down there. If this was the NFL, that'd be a spot foul, and we'd have the ball on the 1-yard line. But I think it's just going to be a 15, and we'll have an untimed down here. So one more. So this might be into Amaya's field goal.
Well, Amaya's on the field.
Yeah, with that penalty, we'll have an untimed down, and that was pass interference because the ball was in the air. So that's a 15-yarder. And so that well within Amaya's range now. Ball will be placed at about the 22-yard line, 21 and a half. So about a 39, 40-yard field goal here for Amaya.
Blayton Camacho, the holder. Amaya, 109 points for the Rangers this season, 3rd on the team. The kick is up. And Trent Amaya is good from 39 yards away. And that is how the first half comes to an end. 21-10 our score. Port Arthur Memorial up on the defending 5A Division I champions. Halftime is next. We'll see you for the start of the second half following halftime festivities.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's Roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
You know, everyone's lifestyle inside is all connected through Wi-Fi. Your IoT devices, your TV, the streamers, the gamers. And we in Texas, we love being out in the backyard. We love extending, I think, what we do inside to the outside. Whether it's grilling, whether it's swimming, hanging out at night, listening to music, the outdoor Wi-Fi product really extends that Wi-Fi in your lifestyle to the outdoors. We think about connecting products like your security cameras that you can get through GVTC. Talk about your smart lights, your smart speakers. It's the she shed outside, right? For all the women who love to do projects outside, just the same as a workshop. Wherever you want to connect your Wi-Fi, it really is taking the best of the indoor premium Wi-Fi and extending it outdoors into whatever lifestyle that you have.
Gavin, appreciate you joining us again. I'm Chris Cooley. We're here from the GVTC Foundation, and we want to talk to you about the scholarship you applied for with us, the CTE, the Career and Technical Education Scholarship. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
Where did you find out about this scholarship from? How did you hear about it?
Actually, one of my friends texted it to me just because they knew I participated in the CTEs.
Well, let me tell you, that is a very good friend, because we're here to tell you you have won the 2025 GVTC Foundation $7,500 CTE scholarship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
I think.
Well, sorry to call you down to the office. This is Chris Cooley, and we're here with the GVTC Foundation. We wanted to talk to you about the Ola Armstrong Scholarship that you applied for. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've applied for quite a few, right? There's a lot of scholarships out there, but we're here to tell you that you are the recipient of the 2025 $15,000 Ola Armstrong Scholarship from the GBTC Foundation. Congratulations to you.
I couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much.
Well, hello, Riley. This is Chris Cooley here from the GBTC Foundation. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Well, sorry to catch you on the road.
No, you're good.
We looks like you're in trouble here. There's a lot of people here, but we've got some questions about your application. This is regarding our GBTC Foundation Richie T. Sorrells Scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir, it does.
I'm sure you filled out a lot of applications. We see you're on the road. I know you're coming back from a school trip, so we'll jump right to it and tell you congratulations. You are the recipient of the 2025 GBTC Foundation $25,000 Richie T. Sorrells Scholarship. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was not expecting this.
Well, I plan on going into graphic design at Texas State University, and hopefully afterwards being able to use that in my own career experience and hopefully start a business or work through a business, learning on that.
Well, I just want to start by saying thank you to the GBTC Foundation again for giving me this opportunity. It will go a long way in helping pay for college by covering just a chunk of my first semester or more. I'm planning to do something with math, not quite sure yet, but perhaps actuarial science, and this will definitely help further my education in that. So thank you very much again.
So this is going to go towards my education at Texas A&M University. I plan to major in animal science and pursue a career in veterinary medicine, whether that be through working in a vet clinic or product development and research. It's been a passion of mine for many, many years, and I plan to pursue that further in the future. I want to say thank y'all so much for all that y'all do to support youth development in our community. It means so much to me and countless other youth, and it really encourages youth in our community, whether that by acknowledging their leadership, community service, and hard work. So I just want to say thank you for everything that y'all do to support youth in our community. It means so much to me and countless others.
Congratulations to all of you, to the students and to your parents as well. It's a big day for y'all, but it's also a really big day for all of us. As Richie mentioned, this is who we are. So I think for us, you know, what we do in the community and investing in the students, to have a day like this, to be able to come and see the faces, and see, and I know the people that get to award these, they get to see the real surprises when you guys get it, which is great. I think they video that so we can see it too. But it's just a great day for all of us. And so glad y'all are here to all celebrate this together.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
It is so crazy to think that I wore that my final game, my senior year.
I was in the science club, and I was a member of the first golf team at Canyon High School.
I'm proud to be alumni of Comal ISD because of the community and support that they give us. Teachers and coaches that poured into me gave me the confidence to come back and have those leadership skills to pour into these kids the way I was.
Being a graduate of Comal ISD has impacted my life just because of the connections I've made, and it makes me want to carry myself in a way that represents the district as a whole. I currently play football here at Trinity. I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior here.
The reason I decided to run for the board was I loved my experience in Comal. And when I realized that there was an opportunity to not only shape my own children's lives, but that of 30,000 children and 3,500 staff members to just grow greatness, to go out into the world to be better citizens for tomorrow. So it is a true passion of mine that Comal ISD continues to go that path.
It's really neat knowing that a lot of these girls grew up coming to watch, and even last year I had a girl that graduated and she had showed me pictures and film of her sitting in the stands when I played, and I thought that was super cool, and she's expressed to me how neat it is for her to play for me.
It's set a foundation that has led me to create a very successful family insurance business and serve over 28 years in public office, both locally and at the state level.
Knowing that I'm part of a bigger family of an amazing group of individuals, and just going to school in San Antonio, I often run into more alumni of Comal ISD, and just getting the chance to talk to them and seeing their experiences and seeing where they are now is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's tradition, it's pride. I think it's something that there's no better compliment than being raised here and then coming back to have your kids have a similar experience as my own. And while my heart is all Navy, you better believe you'll find me with my purple community cheering on those Warriors in the Friday night lights at the Coliseum.
Cougar spirit still lives in me, and when I went to Canyon High School, we were the only high school in the district. And now look at it. It's one of the largest, most prolific districts in the Central Texas area, both athletically and scholastically. And so I'm very proud of that.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see.
Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough.
Anything?
Link's roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Are you sure?
Every job has a halftime. Time to finish strong.
Okay, it was a rough start to the half. We kept our composure though. We know the heat got to us. Jonathan, you pulled through though. The second half, I'm gonna need all your guys to clean up the material. Can you do that?
Yes, Coach, I got you.
Okay, John, now that the tear-off is behind us, your team has to focus on the dry-in and the install of those beautiful GF shingles. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Coach.
All right then, let's go out there, let's execute. Let's make sure that that house never forgets that Lynx was there. Let's go.
Sure, it was just a skit. But for us, every roof is game time.
Roofing doesn't always work like this, but you can't wait until the second half of your roof's life to make adjustments. Here at Lynx Roofing, we repair and replace roofs, so we have you covered any time of the year.
Hey, tell them about Smithson Valley.
Oh, that's right. Lynx Roofing is a proud gold sponsor of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, committed to the community both on and off the field.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year of supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
Second half about to start from right here at Mike Johnston Field at Katie's Legacy Stadium. Brian Hill alongside Hector Ledesma and the defending 5A state champs Smithson Valley Rangers down 21-10, but Brian Hill, they get the ball first here to start the second half.
Yeah, and that drive at the end of the half was big. Just getting some points to the board, getting a little momentum, and Rangers get the ball coming out, see if they can do something with it and make it a one-score game, and all of a sudden it's a brand new ball game.
Salgado, Oscar the kick. Back to receive, Noah Johnson at his 5 across the 10, 15. Noah's already got a kick return for a touchdown. Good return here across the 40 near the 45.
And I think that might be a result of the same result as the first one if he's able to catch on the move. The ball's carrying a little bit further than what that's the second or third time on a kick return that kind of we're catching it going backwards and throwing off the timing just a little bit. I think if he was able to hit that crease at the right time, he might have been able to go just like he did in the first time. But nonetheless, a great return, and Rangers starting with their best field position of the game.
Ty Knutson out for the first drive of half number 2. Ty in that first half, 7 of 12, 73 yards, an interception, ran it for a yard. Caleb Piegler into the ball game midway through that second quarter, stopped it right around the line of scrimmage. I say midway through the second quarter, Brian. It's funny, the Rangers offense didn't take the field until the second quarter because of the way the first quarter played out with Memorial hogging the ball there.
Yeah, and it was kind of a weird first half, right? Memorial, they took a lot of time on their drives, and then Smithson Valley with the kickoff return for a touchdown. Smithson Valley, I believe, only had 4 possessions if you include the 2-minute drill at the end, and 2 of those resulting in turnovers. So uncharacteristic of Smithson Valley. See if they can take care of the football and put together some long drives and keep that offense at Port Arthur Memorial's off the field.
That was Piegler's 5th rush of the ball game. He's got 14 yards on the ground. 2nd and 10, 4 wide for Knutson, rolling to his right, complete. Hunter Haug back in there, crossed the 45, and Hunter looking good on that first catch of half number 2.
Yeah, good to see him back in the ball game. Missed that last drive of the first half, was in the medical tent, so good to see him back, and a good ball by Ty. The initial, the first read, Piegler out in the flats, the quick out route was covered. So he went to Haug and put it right in the chest in a tight window, picking up a first down. Rangers past midfield.
4 catches for Hunter. He's got 41 yards in that first half, so tack on that to those 41 for his receiving total thus far. 11:04, so we're less than a minute into quarter number 3. Here's Piegler, the pitch, coming left, gets to the outside, then scoots it back in near the 40.
Yeah, the Titans showing their team speed on defense right there. Run that play often, block one way, quick pitch the other way, don't block the defensive end. Had a few pursuing linebackers and safeties there to stop us for a short game, but still positive yardage on first down, and it's good to see Piegler out there making cuts. We've missed him, obviously. Gunner carrying the load the last couple games and done a great job, but it's great to have both those guys available.
Piegler, we mentioned, coming in at 855 yards on the season, 6.2 every time he touched it, 18 touchdowns on 138 carries. 2nd and 8 at the 41. Here he is coming right inside, diving forward near the 35. Stop for Shees Harrison, junior linebacker, part of a strong crew at that linebacker spot for the Titans. Probably their strength of the defense with Tay King, who is headed to Texas A&M, signed that letter of intent recently. Jamarcus Hudson, we mentioned Harrison, and Quarmaine Garlington, who also is fielding several offers to play at the next level. That's their linebacking crew. Under 9:50 we go. Some movement up front. There's the flag. Free play, you would think. They go to Hunter Howe, gets picked, but no one's running. So this play.
Yeah, it's a free play.
Okay.
They jumped off sides, and so we get a free first down out of it. Unlike that first drive we did it where they called a false start. That time we get the first down, get the free play there. So good call by Coach O going on the hard count. Obviously, if they didn't jump, we'd have had some sort of play ready. But nonetheless, it's a moot point now. Rangers get a free 5 and a first down, and about the 31-yard line. And you'd love nothing more than to build on the momentum out of the end of that first half and get some points on the board here and make it a one-score ball game.
And kind of funny the way that played out. It's like a call hasn't officially been made, but everybody knows.
Everybody knew. It's like, I'm not going to go run 80 yards and wear myself out just to get called back.
And so as soon as Brock King, the TCU commit, got his hands on the ball, he said, wow, exactly. Why am I going to waste any more effort? This isn't going anywhere. Knutson, back to pass, deep over the middle. Haug's down there.
Caught.
Touchdown Rangers, 32 yards and a huge score that gets them within 21-16 with the extra point to come.
I told you they were going to come back to it. Haug a couple times has been the inside receiver and run that little skinny post route. We've hit it once. They started squatting on it, so the second time the safety drove it and it was incomplete. They were playing that and just squatting at about 8 to 10 yards. We came back to it, faked the skinny post, bursted up the middle, and he got behind the defense, and Ty lays a great ball in there and a great catch by Hunter going up and getting it, and a picture-perfect start for the Rangers, exactly what you want.
Extra point makes it 21-17, and this game is on yet. 9:36 remaining in quarter number 3. The defending champs punching back. We're back right after this.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go. Have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
36 remaining in quarter number 3 as Smithson Valley cuts the Port Arthur Memorial 21-10 lead to 21-17 on a 32-yard pass from Ty Knutson to Hunter Hogg. This kickoff returnable to 10, the 15, and right around the 18. And so that's where the Titans will start their first offensive possession.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, the Rangers have the momentum. The crowd's into it. That drive right before half, even though you only got a field goal out of it, the defense gets 2 stops in a row. Smithson Valley uses their timeouts, get into field goal range, get some points on the board, a little momentum heading into half, knowing you got the ball coming out, going on a big drive, scoring, and then making a big special teams play, pinning them inside the 20-yard line on a great tackle. Ranger fans are up on their feet, and they're starting to get some momentum. We'll see if the defense can settle in like they did the last 2 drives of the first half.
On 1st and 10, a Monte Martin screen pass to Alex Eugene. Those 2 names called plenty here on the broadcast in the first half. Monte, the quarterback, headed to TCU. Alex Eugene, the all-everything running back, just a sophomore who himself is getting offers already. And that play picks up nothing. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 coming for the Titans.
Yeah, they tried to go back to the well. That was the first play of the ball game, and it was a great job by outside linebacker number 33, Jacob Stover, getting over the top of the pin block and forcing the running back to go back inside to where the pursuing linebackers were coming.
Colton Hordsby also in on that stop on 2nd down. Eugene coming across the 25, slips, and down it right around the 25. Noah Johnson was coming up to make the stop.
Yeah, big stop by Johnson there, stopping him short of the line to gain. Well, good blocking up front and picks up a good chunk of it, but it does bring up a 3rd down, and this is when they love to run their quarterback, Monte Martin. They love running him and adding an extra blocker with their running back on these short yardage type situations. So we'll see if they do it here.
3rd and 3, a chance for the Ranger D to get off the field, something they've done so often throughout 2025. Martin, shotgun, snap, behind the line of scrimmage, forced toward the sideline, and Smithson Valley's defense rises to the occasion.
Got a little momentum now. Great open field tackle by DeToto, the sophomore. Good job by the interior D-line. It was designed quarterback power to the left-hand side, and it was clogged up, and so Martin had to keep bouncing it back and back and back, and then eventually great open field tackle. Actually, that was McGee. I saw the 8. It was the corner, McGee. Great open field tackle by the corner.
Martin, when you include this first half, more than 2,300 yards rushing on the season. A young man who played running back through his first 2+ seasons for Memorial. Varsity all 4 years for the Titans. He's that kind of a talent. Again, headed to TCU. Punt that takes a Titan roll and downed it right around the 32, maybe the 33 of Smithson Valley. And the Rangers will take over with a chance to take the lead with 7:26 remaining here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, and again, the momentum is all on Smithson Valley side for the first time tonight. And so picture perfect start in the second half. That's exactly what you want when you defer, when you win the coin toss, is, you know, they got points right before the half. They get points coming out of half, and then you get a 3 and out by the defense, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a ball game in Katy, Texas.
At the 33 officially is where they spot it. End around, Shaden Davis coming toward us. Shaden's got some room on the sideline. 50 across midfield and knocked out of bounds at right around the 45 of the Titans.
There's the freshman, and you can see why he's up on varsity as a freshman, showing that speed, and it was well blocked and well designed, and the pulling guard gets out in front. And actually, I think that might have been the tight end piece. Gets out in front and gets a huge block right there, but explosive play by the freshman. He's an electric player, and it looks like there was a Titan down for a little while. That was the linebacker, Harrison. He got up and jogged halfway back to the sideline. Now he's down again. Trainers are going to come take a look at him. Hopefully it's not too bad.
So Shaden Davis, you mentioned just a freshman, called up to varsity, tail end of the regular season. Mostly played defense and special teams, though,
Yeah.
Brian. Last week, he got his first touch on offense, had the 1 carry for 9 yards in the 24-0 victory against New Braunfels. But you've seen not only the carry there, but they went to him several times in that first half. 3 catches for 27 yards, and that is first rush of the night.
Yeah, originally brought up, obviously at the freshman level, he played both offense and defense, and so it's not something that they switched him over and he had to learn everything new. Originally brought up because we were banged up in the secondary with Smith being out at that safety position, so we needed to add some depth there. Now that Smith is back, wanted to keep him up there because he is such a dynamic player. Moved him over to the offensive side, particularly with a guy like like Haug playing both ways when he needs a breather. Him being able to step in has been huge, and obviously the trust from the coaching staff has gotten more and more. We're here playing in December, and we've gotten the freshman has gotten his hands on the ball 4 or 5 times. That tells you everything you need to know about him.
Good news in that Titans linebacker Cormaine Garlington, a junior who's already racking up Division I offers, able to run off the field after he was slow to get up. 1st and 10 at the 45 of Memorial. Gunnar Shoquist to carry. Gunnar behind the line, then makes some moves. Little hop and a skip past the 40 and near first down yardage.
Yeah, great vision there. Port Arthur kind of just ran laterally and just stretched everything out, usually on what's called the stretch play, because you're trying to stretch the defense and go get the edge, and it was a good job by the Titan defense of running with the O-line, and great vision by Gunnar, cutting it back and picking up a good gain on first down.
3 carries now, 8 yards on the ball game for Gunnar Shoquist. 2nd and 4 at the 39 of Memorial. Ty Knutson looking over toward the sideline. He's got twins to the right, Isaiah Reggie and Luke Peace in the slot. Shoquist to get again, this time near the 35, down at right around the 37.
Yeah, picks up a couple yards, bringing up a 3rd and short, and I just wonder, you know, again, in that no man's land, a little bit too far for a field goal. Obviously, your defense has settled in and had 3 great possessions in a row. So I would wonder if this is 4-down territory for Coach Hill. I bet you he's thinking, let's not even come to that. Let's go ahead and pick it up right here. But if it's 4th and short, I'd be curious to see if the Rangers go for it.
3rd and 3, they're at the 38, so theoretically it's a 55-yard field goal, if not another yard is gained to Bryant's point. Knutson across the 35 and a first down for the Rangers.
Should be. We've gotten some weird spots this evening.
Boy, that initially in live action looked like he cleared.
They're going to say 4th down. That's a terrible spot. That's like 3 of them in a row that they've marked way short.
When he fell forward, it looked like he was across the 35. Yeah. That's why I made that call. Okay.
And literally the first down yard is on the 35-yard line, and the nose of the football is an inch away. I mean, it's 4th and an inch.
To your point, Brian, in order to make it make sense, the scoreboard has the ball at the 36 when the ball is clearly at the 35. But they have to put 36 because if it's at the 35, it's a first down. Shoquist on 4th and inches. First down and more. 25-20. Run out of bounds.
Rangers starting to do what Rangers do. Okay, we're starting to do what we do a little bit here. Playing good defense, running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. The momentum's on Smithson Valley side. The crowd's up. Starting to kind of take control of this game a little bit. Obviously still behind, but you can just feel the Rangers. The tides are turning just a little bit. You would love to cap off with a touchdown here and take the lead.
Ball at the 19 now. So in the red zone are the Rangers. Shoquist behind Knutson. Luke Peace, the lone receiver to the bottom side, trips to the right. Handoff, Shoquist going left to Gunnar. Stop shy at around the 18 or so.
Yeah, and a good job by the Port Arthur defense. Again, they're playing well. That D-line's a lot to handle. They got some size up there and kind of just running with the O-lineman on the stretch play, and just it does create cutback lanes if you can get there. But we have not been able to get the edge on that outside zone tonight. Really, most of the big plays on it have come with the cutback. So good job by Memorial's defense.
It's a line features Zachorian Wood, Tyvion Hayes, and Dwayne Payano holding Shoquist to a yard on that previous play. 2nd and 9. Shoquist again coming left. This time met behind the line of scrimmage and a loss. Fantastic job of pursuit by that Titan D.
Yeah, that was a safety coming up. We had it blocked. The front 7 was blocked well, but it was just a quick trigger and a good read by the safety, number 24, Derod Jacobs. And so actually a loss on the play. So Smithson Valley will have a 3rd and long here within Amaya's field goal range. You want to kind of pay off the drive a little bit. So I would imagine unless it's 4th and 2 or 3 or less that we'd see a field goal attempt here. But Rangers see if they can convert and score a touchdown, take the lead.
Derod Jacobs, offered by Kansas, invited to the SMU campus recently.
3rd
and 12 toward the sideline, complete. First down, it's Shane Davis.
He was getting held prior to the route as well and was able to break. And I'll tell you what, outstanding job by Ty Knutson. He had pressure, and usually that deep out route is supposed to be on a rope, right? Well, he floated it out there because he had to get rid of the ball so quick. You can see on the replay there, just grabbing the jersey. He floated it out there because he knew that if he threw it on a rope, then the receiver's head wouldn't be turned around in time. Huge conversion there on 3rd and long, and Rangers in business, 1st and goal from the 5.
KJ Fontenot there defensively could do nothing to stop it. Davis has the Rangers at the 5. 1st and goal, Knutson called run, stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, trying to give Memorial a little taste of their own medicine, spreading the field out, getting guys out of the box, and then running it with the quarterback. That time linebacker, I think that was Garlington again, was able to defeat his block and make a stop for a loss of 1. So we'll see what Smithson Valley does here. Yeah, loss of 1, 1st and goal from the 6.
Knutson, that just his second carry, if you will, of the ball game, had a yard on his first rushing attempt. 2nd and goal at the 6. Shoquist behind Ty. Knutson, corner of the end zone. Touchdown Rangers. They take the lead. It's Isaiah Reggie.
The sophomore, Reggie. They ran the sluggo. They ran the slant and go and got beat. Ty puts it in the corner of the end zone, and the sophomore goes up and high points it. And that's kind of the story of the game right now, is some of these underclassmen showing up huge. You've got Shaden Davis, the freshman, making big plays, and you got the sophomore, Isaiah Reggie, making a huge play right there. And Smithson Valley, if this extra point goes through, has reeled off 17 straight points to take the lead.
Snap, hold, kick, Amaya is good. The defending champs coming out of the locker room with reckless abandon, but controlled at the same time. 24-21, 2:59. We're back from Katy in just a minute.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in town.
And Amaya kickoff following a second extra point here in the second half. Under 3 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Slippage, and down at the 10 is where Memorial will start. Now trailing for the first time in this ball game, 24-21. Thanks to his right before the break, Brian mentioned 17 unanswered by the Rangers, including 14 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and another big play in the kicking game right there. That time Memorial tried to reverse field on it. Last time they tried to just run it to the side that they returned it on and got pinned inside the 20, so they tried to reverse field. Great job by the Ranger kickoff team staying in their lanes, and now Port Arthur is at their own 10-yard line, so big play in the kicking game there.
Monte Martin, pass to the Houston commit toward the sideline, and getting out of bounds in a hurry is Kevin Roberts, near first down yardage for the Titans.
Yeah, good play on first down. 2nd and short, whole playbook is open, and that's what they did in their first couple of possessions, is win first down and get in these favorable short yardage situations. So nice, easy throw to start the drive for the Titans.
On 2nd down and 2, Martin rolling to his right, airing it out again. Screen pass, though, but a first down for Memorial.
Yeah, good rallying from the Smithson Valley secondary. Good job by McGee taking on the blocker with his inside shoulder, forcing that ball back to the inside. Good pursuit by the safety, Johnson. But as you mentioned, the Titans pick up a first down, kind of getting out of the shadow of their own goalpost a little bit. But Rangers defense is flying around like we've grown accustomed to seeing throughout the year.
A unit that came in with 3 shutouts in their first 4 playoff games. At the 21, up the middle appears to be Alex Eugene, toward right around the 23, depending on the spot, maybe the 24.
Yeah, and a pretty patient run. He had a puller that was out in front of him, and he kind of just got in behind him and let his lead blocker kind of guide him through the hole. Good job by Smithson Valley collapsing it. But again, kind of had a chance to maybe have a stop for right at the line of scrimmage or a loss. But a good patient run by the running back. Picks up a couple yards on first down.
Clock goes under 2 minutes, and the Memorial offense now knows what the Ranger offense felt like in the first half. Not a whole lot of opportunities with the ball as the time continues to tick down. Martin wanted to go deep, had to tuck it and run instead and forced out of bounds.
Yeah, they were trying to take a shot in what they thought was one-on-one, a little jump ball similar to the touchdown that they threw in the first half, but it was a much better job by our safety, Smith, getting over the top quickly in the cover 2. So actually Martin does a wise thing and pulls it down because that might have had a chance for an interception and a good pursuit by the linebacker, DeToto, forcing him out of bounds. So Memorial in a 3rd and long situation. We'll see if Coach Worsty brings heat or if he trusts the front 4 to get some pressure.
Ranger fans on their feet. 3rd and 7 at the 24. Martin coming left, going to keep. Cross the 25, run out of bounds at right around the 27. So he's short of the marker.
Yep. Short, good job. Woods initially creates pressure and gets in his face, not allowing him to get rid of the ball quickly. So he has to tuck it down and run, and good pursuit by the Rangers. He's a good 5 yards short, so Smithson Valley forces another 3 and out. And if the Ranger returners can get their hands on it, even if it's not a good return, they're not able to do much with it, they'll be in great field position again, setting up the offense.
Martin showing frustration there as he's coming off the field. Again, his offensive unit forced into a punting situation here in the second half. High snap!
Oh, man.
Able to corral it, able to get it off in the direction of Hunter Haug. He'll let it go out of bounds, though, and the Rangers' offense will start with outstanding field position right around midfield with 1:29 left in quarter number 3.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of athletic plays tonight all over the field, but that was probably the most athletic that I've seen. The punter, Oscar Salgado, goes up and one-hands it and snags it. He's fortunate just to get that ball off. That ball was about to go over his head into the end zone for a potential safety or Ranger recovery for a touchdown. So kudos to Oscar for just being able to pull that ball down and getting the ball off.
A young man who, like Rangers kicker Trent Amaya, handles both punting and kicking duties. The Rangers at their own 48-yard line. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, completely turning the tables on a Memorial squad whose offense scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Caleb Piegler crossed midfield toward the 45 of Memorial.
Talked about it at halftime. We were chatting off the air, hey, what does Smithson Valley need to do in the second half? Well, obviously getting stops on the defense, and they have done that, but we said offensively they got to be able to run the ball. Felt like in the first half, even though there's only a limited amount of possessions, we were throwing the ball when we had to as opposed to when we wanted to because we weren't running the ball effectively. Here in the second half, we're running it like we want, which opens up that play-action game.
2nd and 4 at the 46. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Knutson going toward the sideline. Complete near the 20. I'm thinking they'll call that a completion. Again, it's Shaden Davis showing the ball. First down, Rangers.
I think that was a hard count, and the center snapped it thinking it was a free play, and we just threw it up thinking it was a free play. They ended up not throwing the penalty. The freshman just goes ahead and says, I got it, don't worry about it. And a great ball by Ty, just putting enough air on it to drop it over the corner, and a great over-the-shoulder catch by Shaden Davis, who's having a coming-out party as a freshman here playing in the state semifinals.
51 seconds to go. Ball at the 22. New set of downs. Trips to the right. Coming right is Piegler. Toward the 20. Sideline. Tripped up toward the 18-yard line.
Yeah, good team speed by the defense there. That's the safety making the tackle, Tyson Barnes, number 22. Even though we pick up 3 or 4 yards on first down, you know that the safeties are keying well, and they have speed when they're making tackles less than 5 yards from the line, and so good play by the safety there. But again, Rangers pick up a couple on first down on their outside zone play, and Rangers once again inside the red zone.
Smithson Valley does have to run at least one more play here before the third quarter ends. About a 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, which goes under 10. Snap. Piegler up the middle inside the 15. We'll have 3rd and short when we start quarter number 4. We head into the final period. The Rangers with 2 touchdowns to take a 24-21 lead and looking for more. 5A Division I state semis from Katy.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
The public address announcer just saying over the stadium speakers, we knew this game would be good, but with two powerhouses, here we go. Exactly right. 21-24, the Rangers looking to add to a 3-point lead to start quarter number 4. Caleb Piegler near the 10, inside it. Maybe it'll depend on forward progress. Yep, they'll spot it at the 9.
First down Rangers. They're loading everybody into the box right now. They have their corner out on our one receiver. They got their corners out there, but the other 9 guys for the Titans are in the box trying to stop the run. And we're still able to pick up and get movement on that front 7 in the 3rd and 2 type situation. Piegler, great job by him keeping those feet moving. Like I said, it's great to have him back. Now Shoquist is going to come in and give him a breather. Heck of a 1-2 punch. Great to have Caleb Piegler back.
Port Arthur Memorial has not lost this season, 14-0. Shoquist to carry, has some room, 5. Just tripped up before the goal line.
There's that outside zone. Keep going to the well. Keep doing what we do. Just because something didn't have success early in the game, over the weekend when the coaches are putting the game plan together, obviously they thought that it was going to be good plays. And so, hey, just because it doesn't work initially, let's stick with it and just continue to pound the rock. And the Rangers have done it, and their offensive line is doing a great job taking things over right now.
2nd and goal at the 2. Brody Wick split to our side. Shayton Davis up to the far side. Wick in motion. Knutson to snap. Piegler the get. Tackled. Ball came loose, but it did so because it hit the turf. They're going to mark Caleb down at the 1.
At 3rd and goal from the 1. Tried to extend the ball there, even if he didn't get that back. Of course, you never know what the refs see, and there is no replay. That's not until next week in Arlington. Did try to extend the ball. Looked like it came out when it hit the ground, but he was able to get back on it. So Rangers 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And I would imagine Coach Hill's thinking you got 2 downs to get this thing. A field goal still keeps it a 1-possession game.
Little more than a minute into quarter number 4. At the 1, 3rd down. Caleb Piegler fighting his way toward the end zone.
There's no way that ref is not giving us a touchdown.
There it is.
He was 2 yards into the end zone.
It took a little while.
It did.
Didn't want to say anything before I saw the signal. It came, and the Smithson Valley Rangers have now made this a 2-score game with 10:35 to go in the ball game.
Just an outstanding drive, and I don't know what's going to end up happening. We got a lot of time left in this ball game, and obviously Port Arthur Memorial is very explosive offensively. But just the response when it looked like things were not going great early on, the response and the non-panic by the Rangers and reeling off what they've been able to do. I don't know how this game's going to end. Both teams are fantastic, but what a great ball game we got here in Katy, Texas.
Bladen Camacho doing a nice job of handling a low snap and setting it for Trent Amaya. 31-21, 10:35 remaining in quarter number 4. We're back after this in the 5A Division I state semifinal.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
Trent Amaya kicking us off. A little more than 10.5 minutes left in a ball game that has been a seesaw affair when you take 3 plus 2 minutes into the 4th quarter into account. The Amaya kick goes out of bounds, and so should they choose to take it at the 30, that's what Memorial will do in all intents and purposes. It looks like that's what they're going to do. But a game that was 21-7 at one point, and let's not forget that when it was 21-7, the Memorial defense came up with an interception, had the ball in Smithson Valley territory. The Ranger D gets a stop. From that point on, it's been the Rangers who have run off 24 straight points.
You just said it. The biggest point of this ball game, Smithson Valley's down 21-7, and we have a turnover. And Port Arthur takes over in plus territory. If they go down, make it 28-7, then we're probably looking at a completely different ball game here. Rangers got some momentum off that stop and haven't looked back since.
Martin keeps, cross to 30. Monte nowhere to go. Back to the line of scrimmage and a big stop for Devin DeToto.
Yeah, frustration starting to show from the quarterback, Martin. That was a design quarterback draw, but with like a pulling guard, so kind of a power draw, if you want, and a great open field tackle by DeToto. Rangers making the adjustments, not necessarily scheme-wise, but they're just making those tackles. In the first couple drives, I think the speed kind of had to adjust to it for a little while, but now all of a sudden Rangers are making tackles.
They give him a yard with forward progress. 2nd and 9. He keeps slips, balls on the turf. He's able to fall on top of it, but a loss of 3 potentially, back to right around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, and bringing up a third and long passing situation. Historically, this is when Smithson Valley's defense, Hudson Woods and company on the D-line, maybe even dial up some pressure from Coach Worstifer. They've been a terror on the quarterback, so we'll see what they dial up here.
3rd and 13 at their own 27. Martin through the air, 55% completion percentage, threw for 1,500 yards coming into this ball game. Hudson Woods, you mentioned him, almost got Martin, but able to escape as a TCU commit. Huge play, first down, a hurdle, cross the 50 into Ranger territory.
Yeah, that's just all Amante Martin right there. Woods got by his tackle and actually had the quarterback wrapped up in the backfield, and it was going to be 4th and 18, and now sudden Rangers, he escapes that, uses his speed to get to the edge, hurdles a defender, and ends up picking up a huge first down for Port Arthur Memorial. If they, after the success the Rangers have had, if they were to go 3 and out there, they run the risk of this game kind of getting away from them. So Superman-type play from Martin there.
Alex Eugene to carry, so effective in the first half. He's been quiet here in the 3rd and 4th quarters, a couple there, and we'll see. I think Memorial's hoping that run by Martin gets them going. Here's 2nd and 8 now.
Well, definitely got their sideline and their crowd going. That's the first thing they've had to cheer about in a long time, and what a heck of a play. I mean, you do nothing but tip your cap to that guy on that play right there.
At the 43 of the Rangers, 2nd down and 8. Martin back to pass, slant complete. Hit by Noah Johnson outside of the 30, a first down at the 31.
Ran a little quick bender, quick slant in behind the linebacker. Had DeToto out there and almost were able to get a hand on it. But it was a good throw and a catch right there in the numbers, and then a big hit from Johnson. But a good job hanging on by the wide receiver and picking up a first down, and now the Titans are responding offensively after that big 3rd down play scramble from Martin.
Kevin Roberts, a junior on a team that has a heavy upperclassman presence. Martin looking to pass. Now he'll tuck and run. Always pretty good dividends for them, although this time he's run out of bounds.
Yeah, great just overall pursuit and spying by the Rangers. They tried to do a double move to their Houston commit, Roberts up there. We cloud coveraged it, had a safety over the top, so wisely by Martin, he doesn't try to fit it in there because we had a safety double covering. So he pulls it down and runs, but great pursuit by the Ranger defense of forcing a loss on the play.
2nd and 13. Clock stops at 8:06 with Martin, who played running back in his first 2 seasons and 8 games into his high school career. A 4-year varsity player here for the Titans is Martin. As Alex Eugene throws that ball in disgust after being tackled, got back to the line of scrimmage, it would appear.
Yeah, he's fortunate that they didn't call a after the whistle penalty there. He kind of shows his frustration a little bit after a great open field tackle by DeToto, slammed the ball into the ground, and lucky that that wasn't an unsportsmanlike after the play. You see the replay there. Frustration, slams the ball down, but they did not call it. But nonetheless, loss of yards on the play, so another 3rd and long. See if the Rangers, they got home last time. They just couldn't get them on the ground. See if they can do it now.
At the 33, 3rd and 12. Martin lets it go into double coverage, broken up.
Great play by Haug and Johnson. Haug getting up a little limpy. We saw it at the end of the first half, but he's gutting it out and being a playmaker, and great coverage by him and Johnson. And they're in Port Arthur's in that no man's land now. Even though it's 4th and 12, You're too far for a field goal, and being at the 34-yard line, if you punt it and it goes into the end zone, it's only a 14-yard net. So I would imagine down 2 scores, they're going to go for this even though it's 4th and 12.
Well, Oscar Salgado, their kicker, his range is right around 45 yards. This will be a 50-yarder, so their offense on the field. 4th and 12. Martin, Hudson Woods there, and so are several other Rangers. Turnover, Smithson Valley takes over.
Huge stop by the defense there. Memorial was about to get there, getting that momentum back right after that insane play by Martin where he hurdled and escaped and picked up a first down on 3rd and forever. So now they've got a little bit of momentum. Ranger defense, this is the Ranger defense we've been accustomed to seeing that has had 4 shutouts in the last 5 games. And they're standing tall. And after giving up the opening 3 drives of touchdowns, able to blank Port Arthur Memorial and their explosive offense ever since. And so great job by the Ranger defense.
It's a Ranger defense that has given up a ridiculous 3.5 points per game through their first 4 games coming in the postseason. 9.2 points per game allowed for the whole year. Gunnar Sjoquist going right across the 30 to right around the 31 potentially.
And even if this drive doesn't end in points, Smithson Valley's goal is to go on a drive and take as much time as you want. Now, that's not how you want to start off. Ran out of bounds there, so the clock is stopped. But Smithson Valley would love to pick up a couple first downs. It's a 2-possession ball game. Wants to take some time. There's 7:08 left on the clock. Still plenty of time. Anything can happen in this ball game. But Ranger offense, if they can get one in the end zone here, it'd be a tall task for anybody to come back. But even if that doesn't happen, stringing together a couple first downs and eating up as much of that clock as they can.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the 31. Sjoquist coming toward us to the 30, 31. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard beyond it. We'll see where the spot.
Yeah, picks up about 4 yards there, stays in bounds, so clock is running. Bringing up a 3rd and long, and this is a big 3rd down for the Memorial defense right here. After getting stopped on 4th down, all the momentum's on the Ranger side. If they can force a quick 3 and out and give their explosive offense the ball back, then they have confidence that they can go down and score. So big 3rd down for both sides here.
3rd and 8. The ball is at the 32. The Rangers go twins to the right side. Lone receiver to the bottom, Julian Martinez. The up back in motion. Sluggo, it appears to be Shaden Davis over his head.
Yeah, tried a little out and up. We had run the quick speed out last week versus New Braunfels on 4th down to Haug, and he was able to break a tackle and go for a touchdown. Tried the out and up here. Pretty good coverage there by the corner. So Smithson Valley goes 3 and out and a big stop for Memorial's defense to give a chance for their offense to get back on the field and make this a 1-score ball game.
6:20 still remain as Trent Amaya comes on to punt. Rangers working off of 24 unanswered points, a game that Memorial led 21-7 in the first half. It hit Colton Hornsby.
That is very uncharacteristic of a Smithson Valley team on special teams. It looked like Memorial adjusted late, and so Hornsby was going over to the other side because he had to pick up a man to protect over there, but they had already signaled the snap count. So as he's motioning over there to pick up as a personal protector, it hits him. So the ball is down right. There is a penalty flag right by the ball, and the refs are talking. I don't know what that would be, but regardless, a huge turn of events for the Titans, forcing a 3 and out and then getting essentially what is a blocked punt. So they'll get the ball inside plus territory, even if this penalty is on them.
So a look as they continue to.
I have no idea what the penalty is.
Yeah,
you're talking about it a long time.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
after all of that. Well, so the Titans have it 1st and 10 at the Ranger 29. That's where we are. 6:15 left in a game that Smithson Valley leads 31-21. Memorial offense scored on its first 3 possessions. Since then, the Ranger D has answered the call. Let's see who wins this possession. Slant, or out, I should say, toward the sideline. The young man who got a couple touches in the first half, Desmond Washington, with his first catch of the second half.
Yeah, and able to get out of bounds. So even though there's 6 minutes left, obviously you want to preserve as much time as you can because it is a 2-score ball game for the Titans. So Ranger defense looking to stiffen up and at the very least force a field goal try, but trying to keep them out of the end zone in one play to take some time off the clock.
At the 19, Martin back to pass on 1st and 10. Now doing it with his legs. That's what he does best. Across the 10. And that's where they'll start a new set of downs, although did he get a new first down? I think he's just a yard short. It'll depend. Yep, he appears to be just short.
Now they're giving it to him. Yep.
1st and goal. Never mind.
They're giving it to him. Again, just the playmaking ability there. Good coverage down the field. Had a spy for him. Hornsby's there. He's just so elusive and so powerful when he's running in the open field, and so was able to make a man miss and run through a tackle and pick up a first down.
At the 9, Martin looking. Now using his legs. Clear path to the end zone. Touchdown, Monte Martin.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Titans there. It looked like this is kind of the momentum is just swinging back and forth. Rangers went on a big run. They're up 2 possessions, and they get a 4th down stop. Smithson Valley unable to do anything with the ball. The Titans get a quick 3 and out, and then with the blunder on the special teams, giving them great field position. So just in the blink of an eye, the Titans are about to make this a 3-point ball game if they make this PAT and with plenty of time left, 3.5 minutes.
Oscar Salgado's extra point does just that. 3-point game in the Division I 5A state semifinals. Smithson Valley a 3-point lead and the ball when we come back.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE.
Oscar Salgado set to kick us off in a game that has some huge swings here through the first 3.5 quarters. Memorial got out to a 21-7 lead. The Rangers answering with 24 straight points to take a 10-point lead before the Titans just closed the gap on a Monte Martin touchdown that makes it 31-28. Here's Noah Johnson on the kick return, crossed the 20 near the 25.
Much better coverage there by Port Arthur Memorial. Rangers have had obviously a touchdown return for a touchdown, but a number of other ones that have gotten close in really good field position. So good coverage there by the Titans, and Rangers will take over at their own 22 and 5.5 minutes up 1 score. This for a trip to Jerry World. This is everything you want a football game, state semifinal game in the state of Texas to come down to, between 2 great teams and a heck of a ball game.
Doesn't get much better. One of them is a defending state champ. The other is undefeated on the season. On first down, Knutson fakes, throws right, complete, 25, and then stopped there.
Great open field tackle there. Just a little quick extension of the run game, threw a little hitch. Looked like we were going to pick up some pretty good yardage, but a great open field tackle by the corner, Derod Jacobs. Short gain on the play. Does keep him in bounds. It is a completed pass, so the clock will tick under 5 minutes here. But Smithson Valley obviously needs a number of first downs to run this clock all the way down. You still have the 2-minute warning, and the Titans have all 3 timeouts, and so they're going to need to pick up a couple first downs to ice this game.
2 yards on the pickup. You saw Jacobs there on the tackle. He's pretty active. 4 interceptions, 5 pass breakups for these Titans on defense. Handoff up the middle, couple more. Titans are saying the ball's loose, and the officials aren't arguing to this point, waiting the signal. We wait here holding our breath. Appears to be Ranger football.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're saying it was down or the Rangers fought it out underneath the pile. I'm not sure, but a short gain on the play brings up about a 3rd and 6. And, I mean, The old cliche, big third down here. You always hear people joke around about that, big third down. It is obviously a huge third down. 3-point ball game, Smithson Valley, 4.5 minutes left to go. First down not only would be able to waste some more clock, but keep that dangerous Port Arthur offense off the field.
3rd and 6 at their own 26. Knutson coming to his left, lets it go. Shane Davis to catch. First down, Rangers just shy of their own 40.
Huge play. Great throw by Ty. Great route by the freshman. Comes out of his break. Ball's right on his numbers. Stays in bounds. Picks up a fresh set of downs. They'll be able to run this down now under 3 minutes unless Memorial starts taking those timeouts. But an absolutely huge first down there.
Well, it stopped momentarily for the moving of the chains, but the clock up and running again, and it's now under 4 minutes as Shayton Davis makes a huge catch before being tackled inbound.
They don't have anybody covering Davis.
Knutson, Piegler trying to spin his way past the line of scrimmage. Give him 1, maybe 2. It looks like a yard is what the officials will say he got.
And Port Arthur Memorial obviously in desperation mode right now. They literally have 9 guys within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're man pressing on the outside. They're saying it's man press, let's send the rest. Obviously everybody in the zip code knows Smithson Valley is going to try to run the ball and milk as much clock as they can. So there is a lot of white jerseys in the box, and it's tough sledding in there right now, but still a good, tough run by Piegler to pick up a couple.
2nd down, 8 at the 41. Davis split to our side. Julian Martinez in motion. Piegler going right. Near midfield and just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, about a 7-yard run there. Great job. We motioned the fullback out of the backfield away from where we were running it, and it caused just that hesitation from the linebackers and the safeties, drew their eyes away from it for just a little while and allowed Piegler to get the edge for the first time a little bit on that outside zone. And now it's 3rd and 1. Very interesting call here for Smithson Valley. Obviously, you're on your own side of the 50, so if you don't get it, I would imagine you would punt the ball. But 3rd and 1, Port Arthur Memorial takes a timeout to talk about it, A, to stop the clock, and B, talk about this huge third down here.
I was just going to ask Brian. My guess is if you're Memorial here, you're taking the timeout because of the gravity of this play.
Yeah, both, right? You want to stop the clock and also the gravity of this play. You know that if they get a first down here, not saying the ball game's over, you still have the 2-minute warning, which is new to high school football, and you got 2 more timeouts. So you'll be able to stop the clock. But if you're able to get a stop here and get the ball back with those 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, you know that you like your chances with that powerful offense. And so absolutely huge play here. See if the Ranger offensive line can do what they do and pick up a yard here.
It's a Port Arthur Memorial program that this was their first appearance. This season was their first appearance to the regional final since 2011. Program in search of its first state championship. 3rd and 1 at the 48. Piegler going right. First down, stays in bounds.
First down and stays in bounds. That is a terrible spot. Are they saying that he didn't get the first down?
I can't imagine that's the call. He clearly got past it.
Their head coach is talking to him. Okay, they are moving the chains, and he's going to take a timeout. But he never signaled first down, and that was right on the chains, and it looked like Piegler was a yard or 2 past it. But nonetheless, they do end up giving him the first down, and Port Arthur's going to take a timeout.
Okay, so I think if you're the Titans here, I think you're banking on the fact you're going to get that 2-minute timeout, right? You still have the 1 timeout remaining, so you're hoping. If you're them, do you take the timeout here? Assuming that things go to plan on your end and you hold them to a 1-2 yard gain, what have you, do you burn your last time out here, or do you wait for the 2-minute timeout and then save that last time
I think
out?
you take it here because you know the 2-minute warning's coming up. But if you're able to get a loss of yardage, crazier things can happen. You always want to take your timeouts as early as you can just in case you force them into like a passing type situation and they're forced to throw the ball and you might get an incompletion. But if you don't take it here, it goes all the way down to the 2-minute warning, and there's 40 seconds that you could have potentially had if Coach Hill decides to call a pass play and it's incomplete. So I personally would take the timeout here after this first down run, and then obviously Coach Hill will more than likely run it again, get us to the 2-minute warning. unless Smithson Valley gets a first down on first down. Then I would wait until I just let it run to the 2-minute warning.
At their own 49 with the new set of downs. Knutson in shotgun. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Low snap penalty markers.
Another false start, and that's the most we've seen at Smith. I don't know. It is a great size crowd here on both sides. Shout out to the Smithson Valley faithful and the Port Arthur Memorial faithful. There's got to be at least 10,000 people here. So I'm not sure whether it's the noise or Port Arthur's yelling something defensively. I'm not saying they're simulating the snap count, but they might be yelling like a shift or a move, because that's by far the most false starts that we've seen Smithson Valley all year. I think that's their 4th one tonight, and so uncharacteristic of a Smithson Valley team.
False start with it. Now 1st and 15 at their own 44. This a Titan defense that is led by A&M commit Tank King. Tayon, his first name. Everybody, though, calls him Tank. Reverse coming to our side. Cross the 40, midfield, cuts it up inside and into territory for the Titans is Shaden Davis.
What a play by the number 24, Derod Jacobs. We called the reverse. We picked up good yardage, ended up picking up about 8 or 9 yards. But I'll tell you what, we had blockers out in front, and he was getting blocked. And if he gets by him, that's probably a touchdown for the freshman. We'll see the replay here. We hand it off on a reverse, and we've got the fullback out in front. Can barely see it there. He's getting blocked and comes off of that block. We had 2 lead blockers out in front, and he slipped both of them and made the tackle right there. If he doesn't, it's a touchdown for the freshman. So still a great play by Smithson Valley, getting that penalty yardage back plus some, but a great open field tackle by Jacobs there for potentially a touchdown and game-saving tackle.
As Port Arthur Memorial uses its last timeout with 2:28 remaining in a game they trail by 3, and with Smithson Valley at the 47, Derod Jacobs showing you why he's been offered by Kansas and why other Division I Power 5s are interested. SMU and recently inviting him to their campus, one of several young men on this Memorial team that is going to play football at the next level. So they'll be able to stop the clock one more time, will Memorial, with the 2-minute timeout. But in terms of their own timeouts, they have no more. 2:28. Rangers up by 3, 2nd down and 6. Pigler kind of going forward toward the 46. I think that's where they'll spot it. And so after a gain of a yard, it'll bring up 3rd and 5, right around there.
Yeah, and Smithson Valley will obviously let it run to the 2-minute warning. I'm not sure. It kind of got snapped back there. It looked to potentially like a face mask, but it must have been just above the collar there. But Smithson Valley running down to the 2-minute warning, and what a ball game.
So 3rd and 5, and if you're Memorial here, to this point, using your timeouts has worked well for you, right? Because it's 3rd down. If you get the stop, if you're them, then conceivably you'll get the ball back with a good amount of time. Now, you won't have any timeouts, but you've got a dynamic quarterback and some playmakers on offense. If you're Smithson Valley, simple as this. Get a first down, and then it's basically
it's
taking a bunch of knees.
It's a very interesting call by Smithson Valley here, Coach Hill and his offensive staff. Do you run the ball again and hopefully get a first down? But if you don't, take another 40 seconds off the clock, and now you're giving them the ball back. I would imagine they would punt, giving them the ball back with a long field under 1.5 minutes with no timeouts. Or do you run the risk of throwing the ball here and saying, no, we're going to win the ball game right now and get a first down and game's over? But if it's incomplete, the clock stops, and now they've got a full almost 2 minutes to go. I don't know. That's why I'm up here, and I'm not down there. These are the tough calls right here. I'll tell you what, this is the ball game right here. Rangers get a first down, it's over. They're going to Arlington. If the Titans get a stop, then they're going to have a chance.
3rd and 5 at the 46. Handoff, Gunnar Showquist, well short, line of scrimmage. And so now that clock will tick down. The play clock has already started. The play clock, yes, has already started. It's at 30. So the Rangers don't have to snap this till right around the 120 mark or so.
And Coach Hill, he's got 3 timeouts left and obviously won't need them to stop the clock on defense. So he's going to take a 1-second timeout, I would imagine. He's going to go walk up to the ref, take as much time off this clock as you possibly can, get it down to about 115, 113, take a 1-second timeout, punt the ball away, trust your defense, make them go. If the Rangers can pin them inside the 10-yard line, 90+ with no timeouts left.
There's that 1-second timeout. So 1:15 showing on the game clock. The Rangers at the Memorial 48, so Amaya will be standing at right around his own 40 or so when he punts this away. Now, that's not to be discounted here, Brian, as Amaya is a weapon on special teams. As gifted a kicker as he is, he's also a heck of a punter, and we've seen him this year a couple of times pin the opponents deep in their own territory, inside their own 10 several times.
Yeah, he's really good at that angle, low line drive, get it bouncing and angle it to the sideline, have it go out of bounds. This would be big if you could pin him deep here. Last time the punt unit went out, we had a little miscommunication, and the ball was essentially blocked by our own guy. And so obviously critical to get this thing off.
Standing at his own 42 is Trent Amaya. 1:15 to go. Here's the snap. The punt is away. It's a low liner. Dives it right around the 10, heads out of bounds, and Memorial will take over at its own 11 with 1:08 remaining and no timeouts, down 31-28 with a shot at a state championship game on the line.
And I'll just say this, no matter what happens in this ball game, what a ball game that we have. And this is what you hope for, and this is what you want to get in a state semifinal game. 2 great teams, well-played ball games on both sides. No matter what happens, it has been a heck of a ball game.
Port Arthur Memorial 14-0, Smithson Valley 13-1. That one defeat coming to a 6A program that's always very good in San Antonio. Brennan on 1st and 10. Monte, go reverse his field toward the 20. He's got some room on the sideline, 35 and forced out of bounds by Colton Hornsby.
And that's the thing with him is you can have great coverage, you can do everything right, and they don't have to throw the ball to get explosive plays. We're spying him, and he still outran it to the corner, and just in the blink of an eye, they get 20, 25 yards, and they're able to pick up a first down, and obviously they only need a field goal, and so we'll see if they're going to try to press it and go win it now or get into field goal range.
Monte Martin, the snap, throws.
That's caught inbounds.
Yeah, so the clock continues to run. It's Washington who gets the catch, but it's only a gain of a couple. They're hurrying to the line. 2nd down and right around 8. There's the snap. Martin, Monte, sideline, caught and out of bounds. Hunter Haug forcing Alex Eugene toward the sideline.
Yeah, bring up 3rd down. Obviously, this is the ball game, so that's not like they're going to have 2 downs to get this. But, again, in order to get an explosive play, you don't necessarily have to throw the ball down the field. I would imagine quarterback, if he doesn't like his first option, he's going to take off run and see if he can get there.
3rd and 2, there's a quick pass, the catch, the Houston commit. Kevin Roberts with the first down.
39 seconds left. They need probably about 25 yards, 30 yards, something
Oscar
like
Salgado, coach, telling me that his range is about 45 yards. At the 46, their own 46.
Ooh,
here's
that's a
Martin.
hold.
Brought down and right around midfield.
Woods kind of got tackled right there in the backfield and not called, but a big tackle in the middle of the field. Clock's ticking, 23 seconds.
Caleb Barrow the stop. Martin back to pass complete. Roberts short of the 40. They got to hurry. The clock will stop just for a second for the chains to move. It's running again. And Martin kills the clock on 1st and 10 from the Ranger 42.
11 ticks left. They're at the 42-yard line. Again, this would be a 59-yarder, so obviously they need another 15 yards or so to get in. But if they're tackled inbounds short of the line to gain, I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get one off. This is where the Ranger D-line, if they can get a sack here, then that's the ball game. So 11 ticks left. Port Arthur Memorial, 42-yard line. What a football game.
Brian Morgan, their head coach, he arrived in 2018, has made the playoffs every year since. Martin back to pass. Hudson Woods in pursuit. Martin now reversing course. 6 seconds to go in the game. Martin heaves it down the sideline. Intercepted! And the Smithson Valley Rangers are headed back to Arlington for a third straight year and a chance to defend the 5A Division I state championship.
Holy cow, what a ball game. What a game. Nothing but praises and nothing but positive things to say about the Port Arthur Memorial Titans. They fought their tail off. They had a great game plan. They have great players. But what a culture win for Smithson Valley. You're down 21-7. Offense goes out, turns the ball over, gives Port Arthur Memorial the ball in plus territory, and if they go down and score and make it 28-7, this ball game is probably not the result that we're having right now is not the result, probably. If it's 28-7, we're looking at a completely different landscape. Defense goes out, gets a stop. Smithson Valley's able to get 3 points right before half and finally get a little bit of momentum, come out in the second half, score, defense settles in, and then from that point forward, it's just back and forth. And again, pressure, you see the replay there, pressure created by Woods. He's able to get out of it and heave a Hail Mary up there. But a great job by Smith pulling it down. And the Rangers are heading to Arlington for a third straight year.
Philip Smith, a young man who battled his way back into this lineup off of injury, missed a couple of games, but a huge play that sends the Rangers back to AT&T Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys play their home games. Brian, you were heaping a bunch of praise on this Port Arthur Memorial program, and rightfully
Absolutely.
so. I want to also note something that I saw that just speaks to their culture. There was a good pocket of fans at right around midfield. As soon as that last play happened and Smith picked off that ball, they were applauding there at the 50.
Yeah, and they're still doing it.
They're still doing it. But the presence of mind and the wherewithal that in that gut-wrenching moment to cheer for their team as opposed to hands on the head, bent over, what a tough loss, which you would have every right to react in that way. They instead applauded their guys, knowing the kind of effort and the season that their ball club gave them this season.
And just, outstanding. It's the furthest Port Arthur Memorial's been in a long, long time. And I'll tell you what, their coaching staff deserves a lot of credit. They had a great game plan. Their players deserve a lot of credit. They played their hearts out. They played their guts out. It was a very fun ball game to watch, and it's a shame that one of these two teams had to lose because both of them are very deserving of what's coming next week. But the Rangers able to pull it off in a true we're going to do what we do ball game, and they did. It was a hallmark win. It was a textbook win, and just so proud to be a Ranger. And I'll be looking forward to making that road trip next week.
This, the 100th game that head coach Brian Morgan has coached at Port Arthur Memorial, an 80-20 record. Not too shabby since he arrived in 2018. For the Smithson Valley Rangers, Coach Larry Hill and company headed back to Arlington, as we mentioned, for a third straight year. And Brian, I know you've been keeping an eye on who they'll play next, who the winner of this game would play next. Aledo and Lone Star out of Frisco. An update on that game.
It's currently 45-35, Aledo. Still plenty of time, about 10 minutes left in that ball game, but Aledo has a 10-point lead. But we'll worry about that tomorrow, and we're going to enjoy this one tonight.
If Aledo is to go on to win a rematch of the state title game 2 years ago and a chance for the Rangers to get back at them in addition to winning a second straight 5A Division I championship. Brian, I know you've shared a lot and you've already gone into great description of this ball game, but any final thoughts?
What a game. What a game. Credit to the players, credit to the staff, and credit to the community, man. This is it's about a 3-hour drive. It's a good haul, and the Ranger fans showed out. We got a great crowd here, and I would expect that a lot of them, and even more, might be making the trip next week, and it's a great day to be a Ranger.
Well said. For Brian Hill, And for the outstanding folks with Wick Productions, we will see you next week in the 5A Division I State Championship. Smithson Valley taking on the winner between Aledo and Lone Star out of Frisco. 7 o'clock start time is when the 5A Division I championship game will take place. The Rangers making themselves at home in that slot, now back for a third time. And when you look at the program history, yep, a history that goes all the way back to the early 2000s. A 6 state title appearance when you include 2001, 2002, 2004, and these last 3 years. So for Brian and for the folks at Wick Productions, we'll see you next week in Arlington when the Rangers go for a second straight Texas high school football 5A Division I state championship.
Go Rangers.